Yeah, can you read? Perfect. Thank you. All right, this meeting is called to order at 7:04 p.m. and is a official meeting of the East Orange Zoning Board of Adjustment. Mr. Bernstein, can you please read in the sunshine law?
Adequate notice of this regular meeting of the East Orange Zoning Board of Adjustment called for Wednesday, May 13th, 2026 has occurred. Notice has been posted on the city's website, provided to the official newspaper where applicable, provided to members of the public who have requested such notice, and because we are on Zoom and this is an emergency meeting, adequate notice for such Zoom meeting has been called. If members of the public wish to participate, they will need to raise their hands during the appropriate portions of the public meeting and ask their questions at such time.
Thank you, Mr. Bernstein. Can we have a roll call?
I'll call it. Ms. Jones? Marilyn, yeah,
Yes, I'm sorry.
no problem. Ms. Moses?
Present.
Ms. Kelly?
Present.
Vice Chair McClinton Watson?
Present.
Chair Hudson?
Present.
We have a quorum, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much. Okay, the next item on the agenda is memorialization of minutes from the April 8th, 2026 meeting. Commissioners, if you could take a look and let me know if you have any corrections, additions, or changes to the minutes. Okay, seeing none, hearing none. Can I have a motion to memorialize the minutes from the April 8th, 2026 meeting?
So moved, Madam Chair, to memorialize the minutes of April 8th, 2026.
All right, thank you, Commissioner McClinton Watson. Do I have a second?
I second.
Thank you, Commissioner Jones. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, minutes accepted.
I'm sorry, Madam Chair, just want to let you
Yes.
know, Commissioner Tanya Harrison is signed in.
Okay, all right, thank you. Welcome, Commissioner. Okay, next item on the agenda is the memorialization of resolutions, which are none. The first calendar of old business is case ZBA 250002, applicant Pardo Construction Group, property address 32 Hamilton Street. Presenter is Michael J. Permanelli.
Good evening, Madam Chair. Can you hear me?
I do hear you. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much. Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name again is Michael Piramali. The law firm is Gassion Pamaco, 1 Boland Drive, Suite 102, West Orange, New Jersey, appearing tonight on behalf of property owner and applicant entity Pardo Construction Group, LLC. Again, the applicant is before the board tonight seeking preliminary and final major subdivision approval and preliminary and final major site plan approval, along with associated use and bulk variance relief, in order to permit the subdivision of an existing vacant lot into 7 lots and for the construction of a new single-family dwelling on each lot. The subject property is located at the corner of Hamilton Street and Parkway Drive West and is commonly known as 32 Hamilton Street, otherwise known as Block 340, Lot 25 on the tax maps of the city of East Orange. This application was initially presented at the April 8th, 2026 meeting of this board, but was adjourned to tonight's meeting in order to allow enough time for our experts to revise the architectural plans and also to come up with some alternative lot orientations for the proposed subdivision in order to hopefully address the concerns of the board. I'm pleased to report that in the time since the last meeting, we've been able to make significant progress, and I hope that we are effectively able to address those current concerns which were raised at the last meeting. By way of a brief summary as to how we intend to proceed this evening, we originally proposed a 7-lot subdivision for the construction of single-family dwellings with 5 lots fronting on Hamilton Street, 2 lots fronting on Parkway Drive West. The primary issue which we were not able to address at the last meeting was the board's recommendation that the front yard parking be eliminated. We did not submit revised plans in anticipation of tonight's meeting, but instead we intend to have our project engineer, John Manilio, show the board alternative subdivision concepts intended to eliminate the required parking in the front yard. And if the board prefers one of these alternative concepts, we will then adjourn tonight's meeting to the next meeting and finalize our plans with that favored lot orientation. And at that point in time, we'll resubmit those revised plans for review in anticipation of that next available meeting date. With that being said, we also intend to present revised architectural plans tonight, which comply with the recommendations of the board and eliminate the ground floor bathrooms in 6 of 7 of the proposed single-family dwellings and converts the remaining 1 ground floor bathroom from a full bath to a half bath. Moreover, the architectural plans for 6 of the 7 proposed single-family dwellings have been revised to provide 2 parking spaces within the ground floor garage, as opposed to 1 which was previously proposed. And we're hoping that this will address the need to utilize the front yard driveway for parking. And I believe it also may eliminate the front yard parking variance, as we're now providing 2 parking spaces within the garage. I'll leave that to your board planner to determine. Moreover, again, the architectural plans have been revised to provide those 2 parking spaces in the ground floor garage, as opposed to 1 for 6 of the 7 proposed dwellings. Lastly, we will show a rendering which was not prepared in time to present at the last meeting, showing what the Hamilton Street frontage would look like were the application approved with the original lot orientation and 2 parking spaces proposed inside of the garages, 6 of the 7 garages, that is. It's our hope that after tonight's presentation, the board will be satisfied that the originally proposed 7-lot configuration with 2 parking spaces is acceptable. But in the event the board finds one of the other alternative lot configurations preferable, or we will then adjourn again and revise and resubmit plans for the next meeting. Hopefully that made sense. In support of our application tonight, I intend to call 3 witnesses, but we promise we'll move through them quickly. I see the board has a very busy agenda this evening. First, I intend to call the applicant's representative, Nuno Kostenka, to present the rendering of the development as it is currently proposed. Then I intend to briefly call our project architect, Rui Amaral, to go over the revisions he made to the ground floor plans. And lastly, I intend to call our project engineer, John Manilio, to go over the alternate subdivision concept plans he prepared and is prepared to present to the board this evening. In addition, we have our project planner, Peter Steck, available to answer any questions that members of the public, the board's experts may have from a planning perspective. So with that, Madam Chair, I just asked to call our first witness for this evening, Mr. Nuno Kostenka.
Madam Chair, before we go to the first witness, I want to advise the board as well as Ms. Pullins that because this is going to be a continuing application and not all the members of the board were present tonight, were present at last month's meeting, we are going to get to need people who are going to have to review the video and sign the certificate when we come back in June, so that we have 4 of the members tonight. We're here in April. We have a new member. We also have at least 1 missing member, 2 missing members from last meeting. So I'm just advising councilor members of the board. Rana, you'll take care of that? Or at least let Janice know or somebody. So with that, Ms. Pirmelli, you are calling a witness. Is that correct?
That is correct, Mr. Nuno Kostenka.
Okay, Mr. Kasankis, I am looking for you.
We've got him on the bottom. I would just note for the record that all our witnesses were sworn at the April 8th, 2026 meeting, and our expert witness was accepted as experts in their respective fields. Mr. Bernstein, I would also just make mention for the record that at the last meeting, we left off at Exhibit A18. So I would assume our first exhibit tonight would be Exhibit A19.
You're just reading my mind, counselor.
Thank you
it's
very
scary.
much.
We're gonna swear people in, Madam Chair, anyway, even though we swore at them at the last meeting. And
Okay, can we just confirm that, as each witness comes up, can we just confirm that their licenses are still, valid?
we'll get
and
when we
whatever else?
call them, we will get to
Great.
that.
Okay.
Mr. Kostenka, I see you, but I don't see you.
I am on the bottom of the screen. Nuno, could you raise your hand?
I don't see, I see him on the bottom screen. I see him muted. Now I see him. He's down twice. Unmute yourself, sir.
Oh, there we go. I was trying to unmute myself and let me off. Okay.
Not a problem. Raise your right hand, please. Testimony you're about to give is truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
All right, Mr. Piramelli, you're your witness.
Thank you very much. Nuno, how are you this evening?
Fantastic.
Great. So since the last meeting, we've had a rendering finalized. I want to bring that rendering up. We're going to mark it as Exhibit A19. And this rendering, while I'm drawing it up, it shows the currently proposed orientation of the lots, 5 proposed single-family dwellings on the Hamilton Street frontage. Would you just describe the rendering from your perspective, from the
This
applicant?
has been previously marked, correct,
It
Counselor?
has not, Mr. Bernstein. Can we
No.
mark it as A19?
All right, A19, and the author of this document is?
Mr. Kostenka, what architect prepared this document? I don't believe it was Rui, correct?
No, it was like a German company that we use to do our rendering services.
Do you know when this was done, Mr. Castaneda?
I got these delivered to me last Friday.
All right, so let's say
Mhm.
5/8.
Mhm.
And this is the proposed rendering of the currently proposed plan.
Correct.
And the viewpoint would be from the corner of Hamilton Street and the Parkway Drive West.
You're going to provide a copy of this to the board secretary, Counselor?
Absolutely, Mr. Bernstein. We will provide copies to the board secretary of all the exhibits we used this evening.
Thank you.
Would you just briefly describe what we're looking at and why we decided to design the site in this manner and why we believe this is the best orientation and the best design, frankly?
Sure. I felt like in the flat drawings, it's sometimes hard to visualize an empty lot on a corner street. So I wanted to take the time and put some money behind designing what we were envisioning for the street that I could see. So we used this very detailed engineering firm that we use to design these very beautiful renderings to show what our proposed plans are going to look like. So these are the buildings as they would stand. I know we were talking a lot about the glass doors and what they would look like. A big conversation came up of like, where would the cars look like? And I thought it would be good to put cars in the actual driveways to show you what a single car in a 5 layout would look like. So you could see there, the first structure, then there's 2 cars in the second. And then towards the back, you see the rest of the cars all parked in the street. They add people in, we put the trees per plans. So everything is done exactly as the plans are laid out. These are pretty much how the structures will look from a color perspective as well. Maybe we'll do a little more grays, but this is pretty close to the materials that we would choose as well, to show the big windows with the good light coming in, and really bring a nice design to the neighborhood, and fill it in. So the cars, as you can see, are there. You can also see the Belgian block, which I think was a conversation. If you can zoom in there, Mike, on the sides. We were describing how the cars were saying, we want cars parking up on the driveways and the other pieces of grass. You can see the Belgian blocks there that will basically stop people from going over their spaces that are allotted to them across all properties. Rui had spoken about, there will be parking also on the street side still, right? If someone, comes over there, they could park in front of the street parking, which would be more than adequate for the properties. But the actual people living there with space in the garage and the one in front wouldn't really prohibit them from having 2 cars in the primary residence.
And now, we're proposing to revise those architectural plans so we would be able to provide 3 parking spaces. So that would
Correct.
also mitigate the need to park an additional vehicle. Now, obviously, we can't control what the end user does, but with 2 spaces in the garage, that's less chance that they would choose to park.
I wanted to address the look, right? Of like, hey, if grandma comes to visit or a friend comes to visit, like what would the neighborhood look like with a car in the driveway? Right. That was a concern of, I think, the vice chair. So I wanted to address that concern. I didn't want to say, oh, we'll just address it with the plans. I wanted to visualize it to see like, all right, people come over on Sunday to come visit, or you have a new baby or whoever's over, like someone parks in the driveway, right? What would that look like? So I wanted to present that in its full design.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Now, obviously, we have our project engineer who's going to present some alternate subdivision plans. Should the board decide that this particular lot orientation with the front parking is not preferred, the applicant would be willing to revise the application. Is that correct?
Correct.
Thank you very much. Madam Chair, I turn this witness over to members of the board. Questions or members of the board's experts?
Thank you, Council. Commissioners, do we have any questions?
Yes, I do. So you're saying that the house in the middle has two driveways?
Correct. So you see the block
Because
in
you said
between
that
the
there
two?
was two cars, but there wasn't two cars. and I
Oh
kept
yeah, I think the
looking.
lot on the next one, the property over it has two cars. If you look at the last lot on the end, they put two cars in that one.
Yeah.
They wanted to be able to show the door, right? So you get a good vision of the doors.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Commissioner Jones, did you have any more questions?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was talking. I thought it was still on.
Mm.
So you're saying the last one and the one in the middle are the only two that will be able to house two cars?
Yeah, so they're side by side, so like they're independent of each other. But in the middle, we put a divider in the middle, so you basically have two cars. But in theory, if there were two people over parked outside, they would have two spots in front.
But Mr. Costanza, as we're going to hear later, there are
Mhm.
also two additional garage
Inside.
parking spaces
Yep.
for each unit.
Correct.
Two spaces inside the garage and one space if people needed to park on the outside in the front. But there will be
Correct.
two spaces per single-family dwelling inside the garage for 6 of the 7 proposed dwellings and for all of the proposed dwellings on the Hamilton Street frontage.
Correct.
Yeah, a little bit. I opened up the window earlier.
Rui,
Yeah.
we could hear you.
Yeah.
My apologies, Madam Chair.
Oh,
Speaking. So, Madam Chair, may I have the floor now?
Sorry, I couldn't unmute. Yes. Please, Commissioner Clinton-Watson.
Thank you. So this is 5 units that we are looking at now?
That's the proposed plans we had last time. This is how the 5 would look on like an elevated 3D view.
Okay, so it's 5 and not 7 as previous, right?
No, this is the frontage, so there's 2 behind this, right? So this is
Okay.
the view that we were concerned about. That everyone was saying like, hey, what would this look like on the frontage side of Hamilton? The other
Okay,
2
that-
houses are on Parkway Drive.
Right, and I'd like to see that plan also.
We
The one
didn't
that's on
prepare-
Parkway Drive.
Yeah, we did not prepare elevations for that. We did not know that the board wanted to see that, but we certainly can for next time.
Thank you. Because I really would like to see all 7. Okay, Madam Chair, Commissioner Moses has her hand up.
Okay, are you you done with your questions?
Yes, I'm
Commissioner
done.
Jones?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Commissioner Moses.
Hi, Commissioner Moses here. I'd just like to reemphasize the importance of having those other visual for I guess Parkway Drive, because that's pertinent to the decision of this application. So I just want to confer with Commissioner McClinton-Watson, because I need to be able to see that as well. Thank you.
Not a problem. We could get that done. It takes about a 2-week turnaround on our side to get these These are very complicated 3D designs. They do like a clay model and to add the people in, but we can get that done.
Commissioner Hudson.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Moses. Commissioners, are there any other questions? Okay, hearing none, seeing none. All right, Council, you can continue.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to call my second witness for this evening, our project architect, Rui Amaral.
Mr. Amaral, would you raise your right hand, please? Testimony you're about to give is truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
Yes, I do.
Spell your last name for the record.
Amaral, Amaral.
Mr. Amaral, are you still employed by the same company you were a month ago?
Yes, I'm self-employed. Yes.
No changes in your licensing?
Nope.
All right. If there are no problems from members of the board, Mr. Amaral was qualified as an expert in architectural last year. I also see we now have Ms. McCall. So, is that correct, Rana? We have a seventh member join? Whoever's
Counting
on
now.
Zoom, who's got background noise, can you please go on mute? All right, Mr. Amaral, we have a seventh member join, Ms. Pullins. Is that what I
Yeah,
think I
that's what
saw?
I'm trying to count. Ooh, it's a busy a lot of people here. No, that was our board secretary.
Board Secretary, oh, sorry about that,
Yeah.
Adrian. Okay. I
Mhm.
do, however, see Ms. Green.
Oh, yes,
Uh,
printed.
oh, let me bring over Mr. McDonough as well.
Don't. No, let him stay. He leaves us. He's
Don't do that to Mr.
I
McDonough.
know,
I like
Madam
Mr.
Chair.
McDonough.
Let the record reflect the commission, that board member Green is with us. What might make sense, Rana, is, and I know it'll make you crazy, is try to get those who are not on this application off the screen for the moment.
Sure. Okay, so just bring up to speed, which application are we seeing first currently?
We're seeing 32 Hamilton Street.
Okay. Okay, so all others, if you're not part of that application, we'll move you over into the attendees area temporarily.
So Ms. Harrison, all I'm suggesting is that only those people related to this application be on the screen versus a myriad of others who are not on this application. That's the only reason it's sort of. That was my suggestion. That's something, it's not to get rid of everybody, it's just to simply.
Okay, is that okay to do that, Madam Chair?
No,
according
yeah,
to our council?
I think that's a good
Okay.
idea. It just
All
kind
right,
of
yeah.
clears it up. So thank you.
Yeah, it's a lot here. Okay, hold on a second.
I apologize to the board if I overstep my bounds.
Now we need your guidance.
And then we just lost Commissioner Green.
Okay, hold on.
Mr. Stack, Mr. Castaneda, who's on twice, Mr. Manilio, Mr. Amaral, the board members, the city reps, and council, and that's who should be on. So I think everybody except Miss Moore and Miss Woolridge and Mr. McDonough and Mr. Blonte.
Ms. Woolrich moved over. I don't know why it's
Yeah.
not letting me see. Oh, okay. Oh, I see her. Got her. Okay.
Miss Moore. I think we can still, well, it's a little clearer. I think we can still go on. Mr. Amaral, come on back.
Rui, you're on mute now.
Okay, it's just taking Zoom a little minute because I'm
As I
clicking
said,
everyone almost at once.
all right. I think we can
There you go. Rui, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
Yes, we can hear you now. Great.
All right.
So I'm going to share the screen on your
Yes.
behalf. We're going to go through, we're going to mark your exhibits. We're going to go through your 4 exhibits. Start with the ground floor of 2501. We're going to do the ground floor of 2502.
Right.
Then the duplex units 2503 to 2506. And lastly, we'll do 2507.
Good.
Perfect. Hang on one sec. Let me get the screen up. Okay,
Good.
perfect.
This
All
is
right.
this is A20.
A20, and this is Rui. Let's see the revision date here. And they've all revised the same date.
Yes.
So sheet SF1 last revised May 8th, 2026. And this is the floor plans for proposed single family dwelling lot 2501.
Correct. So on the ground floor, which is this plan right there, yes. Previously we had a 1-car garage, and the powder room was a full bath. We have now basically removed the shower, and that becomes a mechanical room. So, and on this home, which is the last one on the corner of Parkway Drive, because it's a wider lot, and outside we have 2 parking spaces. We will show you on the site plan after. This home, we just kept it as a 1-car garage since we don't have the space to put 2 cars inside. But
And the only change is that the full bath has been reduced to a half bath.
correct, that's the only change.
No other changes to the floor plans for this property.
Correct.
Mark our next exhibit.
Next
Stand
is
by.
A21.
And again, A21 is sheet SF3, last revised May 8th, 2026, showing the floor plan for the proposed single-family dwelling, lot 25.02.
in this home is adjacent to the previous house, to the left, and the property will have a 1-car driveway outside, a 25-foot setback, which is required. And inside the home now, the 1-car garage became a 2-car garage. All bathrooms and powder rooms, everything has been eliminated. So the leftover spaces will just be a storage, a mechanical room, and basically we can have a laundry room even if the client wants, when it comes time to build. But basically it's storage, mechanical room, and the staircase that goes up to the first floor.
And again, Rui, no other changes other than those.
Correct.
What's the block and lot on this?
This
This
is 25.02. Is lot 25.02.
Thank
Block
you.
340.
Block 340. Okay.
Yeah. It faces Parkway Drive.
Mhm.
Rui, we'll move on to our next exhibit. We'll mark A22.
This is A22. Yes. Thank you.
And this is going to be revised sheet D1, last revised May 8th, 2026. And these are the single family dwellings proposed for the duplex lots. Lot 25.03 to lot 25.06.
Yes. There's two similar homes like this. And again, like as the previous design, we have a 2-car garage in each on the ground floor, and the leftover spaces are basically storage, mechanical room, staircase to the second floor or first floor, and the foyer at the entrance.
And again, no bathrooms in the ground floor of either of these units.
Correct.
We'll move on to the last exhibit.
A23.
A23 is going to be revised sheet SF5, last revised May 8th, 2026. And this is going to be single-family dwelling proposed lot 25.07.
This home is the first home at the corner of the property of Hamilton and Parkway Drive. And again, we have a 2-car garage, just storage mechanical room down on the ground floor, staircase and foyer.
Again, remove the bathroom, no other changes other than the 2-car garage and removing the bathroom.
Correct.
Thank you. Madam Chair, I have no further questions of Mr. Rui Amaral, architect. I turn him over to the board and board's experts.
Thank you. Commissioners, do we have any questions? Okay, hearing none, seeing none. All right, Council, you can continue.
Thank you. I'd like to move on to our last witness for this evening, our project engineer, John Manilio.
Good evening, board.
Mr. Manilio, I'm looking for you. There you are. Testimony you're about to give truth, whole truth, nothing but truth, so be God.
I do.
Any changes in your education, license status, or company representation since last month?
No, sir.
Okay. He was previously qualified members of the board as in the engineering field.
Thank you. John, since the last meeting, were you able to take a look at the lot and try to take a look at different subdivision orientations to maybe try to eliminate the front yard parking issue?
Yeah, so we did several concepts on this. I'll present each one individually, go over them. And we have the original site plan. So as heard earlier, our project architect was able to revise the plans to have a 2-car garage for each of the dwelling units besides lot 26.01, which would provide the required parking within the structure and not in the driveway. So what I have on the screen, I forgot what exhibit this was, but this was the original site plan exhibit.
This was exhibit A2, Mr. Bernstein, just so you're aware. This was
Thank
marked as
you.
A2 at the last meeting. Thank you,
A2.
John. You can continue.
Yeah, so the issue when you have an attached garage is you need to have access to get to the garage. So essentially in all these properties, you would have a driveway to get to the 2-car garage. Unfortunately, that pavement in the front lends itself to parking as well, which is the variance that's being requested that was discussed at the board last time. We have the same situation. I've done some work in Irvington as well, and they have the same ordinance as well, no parking in the front yard. As testified earlier, we do provide the parking inside the structure as a 2-car garage, and we do have leftover or rollover parking in the driveway if need be. We did the other concepts, and I'll show you them, but I don't think there's anything that was substantially an improvement. But again, we wanted to show that we did look at different scenarios, and I know the board wasn't kind of understanding exactly which way they wanted to go with it. So hopefully this will give the board some suggestions, and they could let us know so we could proceed with the revised plans if needed. So the first exhibit I'm going to present is entitled 32 Hamilton Street, Conceptual Layout with a date of May 12th, 2026.
This is going to be A24, Mr. Bernstein.
Yes, might
Thank
want to expand it.
Yep, I'll zoom in. So I'll just focus mostly on the plan
I'm
itself.
assuming, Counselor, we will get copies of all of these exhibits.
Absolutely, Mr. Bernstein. First thing tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yeah, so this first exhibit, the only change was that we eliminated one of the lots on Hamilton Street. So instead of a 7-lot subdivision, this would be a 6-lot subdivision. I know that was one of the comments at the last meeting, but the thought was to possibly have a parking lot on the site. I don't know if that's a good idea in a setting like this. You would have, some type of common easements, maintenance issues, and then enforcement as far as, making sure that nobody else from the community or in the neighborhood parks in that parking lot. So this one is just, like I said, we eliminated one of the lots, but we maintained pretty much the same setup as far as the garage and the driveway as well. Next one is entitled Conceptual Layout 2 with a date of May 12th, 2026. I believe this would be A25.
Thank you, John.
We'll zoom in a little bit. So this one eliminates the driveways directly in front of the dwellings. Again, I would not take a lot of credit as far as the building and what's going on inside the building. We didn't have updated architectural plans when we prepared these, but that would change a little bit. There'll be no garages in these dwellings, but we would have a detached garage in the rear of each one, shown here in these brown boxes. And that will be a one-car garage, so we will only be able to supply parking for one vehicle indoors. But we do have a driveway that leads all the way from Hamilton Street to the back of those detached garages. Ideally, they would park in the back, but obviously we can't stop them from parking in the front and still being a variance for the parking in the front yard. And we only did that for the 4 lots on Hamilton Street. Given the shallowness of the lots on Parkway Drive and the visual that they actually don't, they face the parkway, they won't have as much of a visual impact as the other ones on Hamilton Street. And again, there's really no room to put a detached garage in the rear of these dwellings. And then the last one that we contemplated, this is entitled Conceptual Layout 3 with a date of May 12th, 2026. Mark it down as A26. And this was, again, losing one of the lots and having 4 individual lots, but there will be a common driveway between both between the 2 dwellings, and there'll be a small parking area in the rear for 2 parking spaces on each one of the lots. We'll have some type of common driveway easement. Issue we have with this one is the parking spaces don't fully comply. We do have 18-foot stalls on this lot, and then as we get here, as it gets tighter because of the geometry along Parkway Drive, these parking spaces are a little smaller. We have a 17-foot space and a 16-foot space, and then the aisles are at 22 feet, where typically they would be 24 feet. I'm not overly concerned with the size of the aisle, as this is a small residential and they can maneuver in at 22 feet. The concern comes, we're adding a lot of impervious. Essentially, the whole site will be impervious at this point. And then there might be issues with people parking in the common driveway portion of the driveway, even though that would be stipulated language in the easements if we did do that. So those were the 3 concepts that we did. Again, looking at it, I don't know if anyone is a perfect fit. Even going back to C2, the issue with the detached garage. I have a detached garage in my house. I never park in it because it's far away. And you have to walk outside to get to it. So that's kind of one of the things that even though we have the detached garage, most likely people will park in the driveway.
John, before I let you go, just
Sure.
would like your opinion on this. You've taken a look at this. Do you see that any of these alternate plans are a great improvement on what we already have? And do you see that any of them solve the problem of the possibility that someone may well park at the mouth of the driveway?
No, I don't see any substantial improvements from a parking standpoint on all these. The only other suggestion, if this is the board would favorable, is to shift all the houses closer to Hamilton Street to provide less of a driveway. But again, we've seen that too, where people still park, in that little piece of pavement and block the sidewalk. So that's why we think the best situation is to push it back and allow people to park there. If anything, visitors come, they're not parking on the street, they're parking on the site, and it leaves more parking for the community as well.
And John, with regard to the setbacks as we travel down Hamilton Street, if we were to move those dwellings up and basically eliminate that full parking space in front of the driveway, would that leave us in line with the neighboring setbacks, or would that take us ahead of it?
So you can see the house adjacent to us is approximately 25 feet back, and all our dwellings at 24.2. So we're essentially the same right now. If we were to move it forward, it would be closer than the rest of the dwellings on that side of the street.
Thank you, John. Madam Chair, I have no further affirmative questions of this witness. I'll turn them over to the members of the board and the board's experts.
Thank you, counsel. Can I ask the engineer just to just run through each plan again? You don't have to explain it. If we could just see the visual one more time so we could see the difference between A, B, and C alternative plans.
Sure. Just a second. All right, so I'm going to start with, this is the original submission that we submitted with the 5 lots along Hamilton Street. The only thing that would change is we would have 2 parking spaces on the first floor within the building, and any of the parking in the front would be overflow parking. Concept 1 is essentially the same, but we eliminated 1 lot. So same layout, 1 less dwelling, 1 less driveway, but essentially the same layout. Concept 2 is reorienting the houses. So you would have 2 single family and 1 essentially single family attached to each other at the property line. We did lose 1 dwelling as well on this one, and all the parking will be provided by a detached garage in the rear, and parking on the driveway itself as well, and a slight increase in impervious coverage on this one. Concept 3 is eliminating the garages altogether and having common driveways. We would have essentially 4 houses again facing Hamilton Street, with a common driveway in between 2 houses and 2 houses, with parking for 2 vehicles in the rear. 2 of the dwellings will be fully conforming as far as parking stall sizes. The other 2 will be slightly smaller, so they'd be more compact sizes.
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate it, Mr. Manley. Okay, commissioners, do we have any questions for the engineer?
I have a question, but let me come back in 1 second. Because I'm just looking at the location of the 3rd dwelling that's in the back. Is that going to be Hamilton Street or Parkway Drive or either Springdale Avenue?
Parkway Drive and Hamilton are the 2
Because I mean,
sides. So 2 are going to be on Parkway Drive, and then the other one's on Hamilton.
yeah, because I know we have this is for Hamilton Street, right?
Yes.
So wouldn't that be a difference?
A difference in what?
Hold on. Give me 1 second. 1 second.
Okay.
I'll
No
come
problem.
back.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. No problem, Commissioner. Anyone else have questions for the engineer?
No. No, Madam
Okay.
Chair.
While Commissioner Harrison is getting her questions together, I mean, I know out of the 4, I definitely think that we should try to stay away from increasing impervious coverage as much as we can. East Orange does have an issue with groundwater in a lot of areas, and increasing impervious coverage isn't necessarily helping that. So my personal opinion, I like the first 2 options, and we're just completely obliterating any green space in the back of the yards for the potential homeowners with the last plan. So I understand the concept of having 2 parking spaces in the back, but sacrificing any yard is, I don't know if we're doing them a justice or a disservice by doing that. So any other questions or opinions are welcome. Okay, seeing none, hearing none.
I think Ms. Harris,
Commissioner Harris, did you get your question yet?
he's
We
on
can't hear
mute.
you. You're muted.
Yes, give me 1 second just to look at this map. I'm gonna come back. The stormwater names, the stormwater. Give me 1
Okay.
second. I'll come back. Okay?
No problem. All
All
right,
right.
Commissioner
Thank
Harrison.
you.
So,
All right.
council will move forward with, do you have another witness?
No, Madam Chair, I don't have another witness, but while we are waiting, I did just want to mention that this is a difficult site. There's clearly no one-size-fits-all approach that everybody's going to be happy with. I understand that. We could certainly return and provide a rendering of the Parkway Drive West frontage with regard to, the current lot orientation, but if there is a preference for any of the concepts, we would love to hear it. And Mr. Bernstein, just for the record, for tonight, it looks as though, not that I'd like to go to a vote with 5 voting members, but it seems to be
You don't
We
have 5 people tonight who were at the last meeting.
I have Chair Hudson, we have Vice Chair McClinton Watson, we have Marilyn Jones, Bridget Green, and
Well,
Nadia Moses.
Miss Green appeared and I don't see her again.
Oh,
And Miss
That's-
Athill was not here. She's not here tonight, and she was at the meeting. Last month, it was the chair, the vice chair, Miss Athill, Miss
Yep.
Jones, Miss Moses, Miss Green. No Miss Athill, no Miss Green, so you don't have 5 people who were here from the last meeting.
Thank you. I understand.
And I think my recollection was when you made your introduction is you wanted the board to try to give you and your client some idea of what they might find more acceptable, and that you would then come back with that rendering and that testimony at the June meeting.
And we are happy to do that, Mr. Bernstein. Just making note.
I think that I'm only commenting. I think that was your offer. And the old joke in life is you make an offer, you get stuck with it. Okay. Miss Harrison, any closer?
I'm just gonna table that for right now. I just need to look a little bit more into it. So you can proceed. I'm good.
Members of the board, you've seen 4. There are 4 options. The one that was presented to you in April and 3 more that were presented tonight. Can we get a consensus of the members present whether or not they want to see a change in the plan from A2? By the way, making that decision does not bind you into agreeing to the application when it's finally presented in total. So agreeing to a concept does not mean necessarily that you are agreeing to the application.
Is A2 a 1-car garage, and we changed?
Yes, A2
Okay,
is
yes.
A2 is the 1-car garage with
Right.
the 1 spot in the driveway.
So I
Correct.
definitely like to see it go from A2 to either the first or the second concept. Commissioners can jump in with any opinions, but I don't think that 3 or 4 are conducive to any
Well,
improvement.
let's put it this way. A24, correct me if I'm wrong, Counselor, is the 2-car garage, the 1 parking spot in front, and the elimination of the corner lot on Hamilton and Parkway.
That is correct. And 2 duplex styles are proposed. Yes.
In a similar style to what the applicant placed on the record tonight.
That is correct.
Okay. The second concept is the elimination of the 2-car garage in all of them. And the dwelling units on Hamilton would have a shared driveway with an external 1-car garage in the back.
So just one correction, it's not a shared driveway. They will have a detached garage, but their own driveways.
Individual
Well, my point is,
driveways.
I apologize, Mr. Lee. It's a common driveway, which there will be side-to-side 1-car garages, correct?
So I think it's a single family, it's a single garage, it's a single driveway
Yeah, let me
on that one. The last concept has a shared driveway.
Yeah,
Well,
correct. So let me just show real quick. So this is the second concept that shows individual driveways and a single detached garage in the rear.
And the elimination of internal garage.
Correct.
Okay. Which
Mhm.
obviously is different from any other plan that the board has seen so far.
Correct. And then last is illumination of all garages and just have surface parking with common driveways in the rear.
So I would think, Madam Chair, that you're looking at what was marked as A24,
Mm-hmm.
which is that.
Correct. And if we were to stick with A2, they would still both all have 2-car garages as well, as the architect had testified to. We're agreeing to that no matter
Well,
what.
Okay.
Well, except, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Manilio, I thought Mr. Emerald had said that you could only get 1-car garage in that corner lot at 25.01.
Correct. This is the only one that would not have a 2-car garage.
Okay.
All the rest would have 2-car garages.
Okay.
So really the only difference between A2 and A24 is the loss of 1 lot.
Got it.
And what?
I have a question.
Sure,
I just-
Commissioner.
Unless
Oh,
Mr.
sorry,
Mark-
Mr. Martini. I
Sorry,
thought that
sorry,
was, I
sorry.
thought that was Commissioner Jones.
No.
Sorry, Mr. Martini.
So with options, I guess 3 and 4, or I guess to 2 and 3, whatever it is, the last 2, what happens to that basement or ground floor level if it's not going to be garage? I know with the other proposals, you're converting it to a 2-car garage, tandem 2-car garage, and you're removing what was previously proposed as the recreation space and the powder room. What would happen to that space if you would make the garages detached like you're showing here?
That's a good question. I would assume it will be more living space, but that's probably an answer more for the architect to respond to.
Yeah. Steve, I think the answer is we haven't gotten that far yet.
Okay.
We got these together. If we like them, we can try to work with it.
No, fair
Right.
enough. I appreciate all the concepts proposed and that you took a lot of thought and consideration for the board members' concerns.
Yeah, I appreciate that too. I know, you know, it takes a little bit of time to put these concepts together, so appreciate that.
I think I also saw Board Member Green has rejoined.
Yes. She says she keeps getting kicked out.
Okay.
Rhonda doesn't like her tonight.
Oh, no, don't say that. Hi, everyone.
I don't think it's Rana.
I know. I'm only kidding. Only kidding.
I know.
All right.
I know.
So we have one member who's in favor of what I would say is
824.
824. Any other board members want to chime in?
Watson, McClinton Watson.
Yes, Commissioner.
824.
Okay.
Jones, 24.
Anyone else?
Anyone else for what? I'm sorry.
The question is, anyone else want to comment on which of these 3 proposals or the current one you favor for the purposes of a revised application?
824.
Okay. That means we're missing.
So,
Ms. Harrison?
so if we're gonna come back, anyway, maybe we'll give Commissioner Harrison time to look at it, in depth, and that way she can ask whatever questions she needs on the following.
because I wasn't here for like the last couple of them or one
Right.
of them, so I'm still reading and trying to figure out what it is. So
Got it.
that
Okay.
would be
So
great.
yeah, they'll
I'm
come
just gonna
back.
I'm just gonna abstain for right now because I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ms.
You're welcome.
Green?
I came in so late,
Yeah,
so I
right.
don't even know. I guess I'm abstaining from whatever decision
Okay.
that's being made. So I'll go with the majority.
All right, so who else? We missing anybody else that's commented?
Did Commissioner Kelly?
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm with the majority also.
Okay.
I wasn't there with the at last meeting, so.
All right, so Mr. Piramelli, I think for the moment, the board has indicated an interest in what we have marked as A24.
Thank you, Mr. Bernstein, Madam Chair, Madam Vice Chair. We appreciate the board's feedback. We appreciate the board's time. At this point in time, I'd like to request an adjournment to the next available meeting of the board so that we can revise the plans and present those revised plans to the board with the additional rendering at the next available meeting.
Before the board mentions, let's be realistic, Mr. Piramelli. Are we going to have this at least 10 days in advance of the June meeting?
Spoken to my experts before the meeting, and they assure me that they will have them ready and prepared.
All right,
And we will not take up too much time on that June 10th.
Well,
agenda.
I just want, no, I'm just asking the question only
Is that called a
because
stretch goal, Mr. Bernstein?
I'm only asking the question because if we come here in June and we're still not ready, quote unquote, I'd rather give counsel and his applicant more time because you need to give Mr. Roseman, more importantly, Mr. Martini, Mr. DiGiamero and Mr. Martini an opportunity. The next board meeting, I believe, is June the 10th. Rana, correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm
Correct.
sorry. repeat that.
It's correct, June 10th.
Which means you would have to turn in the plans no later than the 29th of May.
John Manilio, are you there?
I'm
What do
here.
you think? What are you thinking?
It will
I
be
think you've
tight.
got the heavy lift on this.
I do. Listen, my engineer is not gonna like me, but yeah, we can make it work.
I like that
The-
answer.
Or you
The
want to go
other,
to
the
July?
other is the commissioners have asked for, and I'd like to indicate Mayor Green has joined, that the commissioners have also, the board members have also asked to see what the color rendering will look like on Parkway West. And I think Mr. Castaneda said it was a 2-week turnaround. So that also has to be in by the 29th of May.
I just put the order in now for it. So I
Perfect.
should have it turned around.
And just specifically, what angles are we looking for on that? Are we again going to go from the corner, or would you like to see it head on? How would you prefer? Because the last rendering was from the corner facing down
Shirley?
Hamilton Street. For the Park Drive West rendering, do you think it should be head on or also corner?
Both.
Probably a corner view so that you can see, we can see what it looks like on Parkway Drive plus, coming around the corner.
We'll try to
So a little angled view, but
So basically both.
we'll try to get it right.
And
Again,
also, if you could explain to the commissioners that triangular section that belongs to the Department of, what's it, the Parkway or New Jersey Turnpike, that little angle there. So that should be explained.
we can do that. Absolutely.
And based on the loss of one lot, what's going to happen with that corner?
We'll have those answers at the June 10th meeting.
All right, so Madam Chair, based on the request of council, he is looking for a continuation of application ZBA 25-000230, Pardo Construction Group, Inc., to Wednesday, June 10th, 2026 at 7 p.m. or soon thereafter, as the matter may be heard without further notice.
Thank you, Mr. Bernstein. And the applicant does agree to waive the municipal time constraints for the period of the continuance requested. Thank you.
I'd ask for at least through the end of June.
The applicant would agree to through the end of June, of course.
We need a motion, a second, Madam Chair.
all right, commissioners, can we have a motion to accept the adjournment?
Madam Chair, I move the acceptance for the adjournment for ZBA. Oops, wait.
I
2022.
second.
25-002.
All
Move
right,
to
thank
June
you.
10th.
Thank you, Commissioner McClinton Watson. And that was Commissioner Jones for the second?
No, not this time, with
Oops.
somebody else.
Commissioner Harrison second.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner
You're
Harrison.
welcome.
Okay, can we have a voice vote? All right, can we do all in favor? We can do a voice vote, right? Or
in
do we have to
favor.
have-
Aye, thank you.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you. See you next
Thank you
month.
very much, Madam Chair, Madam Vice Chair.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Bernstein, thank you very much for your time. We'll see you again June 10th, 2026.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. The next application, Rana, is Mr. Cherry
Okay.
at 433 Park Terrace, which would then, I see Mr. Cherry is here. I saw it would be Mr. Fuentes. Mr. Cherry, do you have anybody else tonight other than Mr. Fuentes?
No, sir.
Okay.
I'm trying to get Mr. Fuentes over here. Now, hold on. Just give it a moment for Zoom to respond.
Okay, I'm in.
Okay, there you go.
Mr. Fuentes, we are here for ZBA 25-0025. The applicant is Rolling Cherry at 433 Park T, Block 5551.01, Lot 21.
Yes. You are first. Put one patty on there. 4.4. Okay. For another. 3.8. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want me to swear in, or are we?
No, I
okay,
want
sorry.
you to, you're the representative for Mr. Cherry, correct?
Yes, I am.
You planning on presenting an application this evening?
Yes, I have the plans here. I'm going to open it up for you.
Well, why don't, before we do that, why don't you give the board, and the chair is about to start screaming at me any second now, I know it's coming. Present to the board at least a synopsis of what this application is.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone, Madam Chair, Madam Vice Chair, and the board for having us here. So this is 433 Park Ave. The applicant, Mr. Cherry, is seeking to convert his two-family, three-story into a three-family, three-story, and it's located in a TR3 zone, which is an allowed use, and that's not the concern. The issue that we're dealing with is we have an existing non-conforming lot, an irregularly shaped lot with an easement on a property next door to be able to have a driveway to access to the back where the parking is. And the structure isn't changing in any way. It's pretty much staying exactly as is from the outside. The applicant is taking measures from the inside to make sure that it is fire safe and protected. So, he's adding, for example, an egress window to be able to get access out to the fire escape, as well as other fire protective measures for the property. Aside from that, that's everything that is really, sort of encompasses in this project. And that's why we're here today.
We seeking variances, I assume?
Yes, all of these variances the variances that we're seeking are existing non-conforming. So I'd like to be able to share that. I can share my screen and
Well,
I'll show you.
why don't we swear you in
Mhm.
to start? And I suspect at some point Mr. Martini may want to chime in. Testimony.
Mr. Bernstein, oh,
Yes.
sorry, go ahead. He can swear him in first, sorry.
Mr. Fuentes, testimony you're about to give is truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
State your full name, spell your last name for the record, give the board by whom you're employed, and your credentials.
Yes. My name is Javier Enrique Fuentes Jr. Last name is spelled Funentes. Sorry. And I have a bachelor's degree of architecture. My license since 2019, and it is in good standing. and I have presented in front of numerous boards, Hillside, Newark, Westfield, just to name a few. And
Are you a planner?
and then, oh, I'm sorry, and I'm self-employed. My company, Javier Fuentes Architecture.
Are you a planner, sir?
No, I am not.
Mr. Martini, you wanna?
What are you
The
asking? Mr.
question is, where we're at, the board is being asked for is to approve variances related to pre-existing non-conforming uses. Are you comfortable in the fact that we are not getting planning testimony?
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I
Okay,
have other questions that I think are more concerning, so it's
all right. If the board has no problem with that per se, Madam Chair, does anybody? We just lost the chair. Oh,
No,
there
no,
she
no.
is again. No,
I'm
if
here,
it's it's
sorry.
left and then you're gone.
I know. I was having problems with my other. So I don't have any problem with it conceptually. Let's wait to see if there's any complicated planning questions or testimony that we may feel is not necessarily appropriate for an architect to answer, but I think we can move forward.
Mr. Fuentes, if you're going to provide exhibits, or at least if you're not from, I don't think you, Kincaid, you've been before East Orange. At least when I'm handling applications, we mark exhibits, even though you have provided them potentially to the board as part of your application process. So if you're going to introduce exhibits, we're going to mark them accordingly for the record.
Absolutely.
So if you want to share whatever you care to share.
Okay. Yes, I'll have my. Let me just share here. Can everyone see?
At
Can
the
everyone see
moment,
my plans?
no, we can see right now is the agenda,
The agenda.
Oh, that's weird.
which is nice, but you know.
I had it open ready just so that I can click on it, but all right, here we go.
We have to change your
Okay.
screen.
Can everybody see that? The plans, you'll
No.
see, you see.
It's coming.
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to mark this A1. Mr. Fuentes, can you indicate to the board what A1 represents?
Yeah, A1 represents our plans of the current existing structure of the home. On the right side, you have some of the zoning information related to the property and a copy of the survey that's shown, as well as an existing picture on the bottom left corner
Do we
of the
have a
house.
do we have a date, and has this been previously provided to the board?
This has been previously provided to the board, yes, and the 16 copies that were submitted were handed over before the 10 days prior to this meeting.
So what's the date on the plans?
The date on the plans is actually the start of when we had
That's fine.
started the project, so that was March 31st of 2025.
No revisions, and is there a sheet number for this, or just?
Yeah, the sheet number on this is ZBA 1, and it's a one of one page.
Okay,
There's
thank
no
you.
other page. Yes, no other revision.
Thank you.
Okay, so what we have here, you can see are the existing plans of the house, first floor, second floor, the third floor. What I call as third floor proposed is really just the modifications that are being made on the interior to make sure that the property that make sure that it is fire safe. The existing space, as you can see, everything that you see in white is existing, the same as you see on the other side, on the first floor and second floor. The modifications that are being done are for the purposes of making sure that it is fire safe and protected. And there are other measures that are being taken for the other levels as well to have that fire separation for the safety of this property. So we have, some of the examples are, making sure that the door is in working order, that we have the proper rating for the door, that the fire separation that we need around the stairs is available. I'm sorry, is adequate. and that we have the egress window to make sure that it is compliant, to be able to have access for egress for the purposes of being able to get over to the fire escape.
Mr. Fuentes, can I just interrupt you 1 second?
Sure.
Mr. Bernstein, I don't know that we actually accepted him as a expert in architecture.
No, we did
for
not.
the
We
application?
didn't.
Okay.
We didn't.
Mm.
All right. Thank you, Commissioner McClinton Watson. She's always on point.
Just keeping you safe.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate it.
Does
Yeah, so
anybody have
commissioners,
any
can we have a motion?
I'm not going to go any further.
Thank you. Commissioners, can we have a motion to accept
Yeah. Madam-
Mr. Fuentes? Thank
Madam
you,
Chair,
Commissioner
I'd
McClinton
like
Watson.
to move the acceptance of Mr. Fuentes as an expert witness in architecture.
Thank you so much. Do we have a second? I'll second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, perfect. Thank you, Mr. Fuentes.
No
Appreciate that.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So as you can see, so these are some of the things that are being done for the property. Again, a lot of this really is all interior. There's nothing really happening on the exterior of the house. Just for the purposes of this board and what we're seeking here is we're seeking a variance for the existing nonconformity of the property. The lot is undersized. So I'll show you on the top right here, we have listed, the regulations for the TR3 zone that we need to have a minimum lot of 4,000 where we have 3703.57, where we need a lot width of 40, we have 33.5, where we need a minimum 15 foot front yard setback, we have a 6.6. And it goes on and on, but these are mainly side yard, front yard, and then the lot itself. Beyond that, I'm sorry. I should say beyond that, we have also, of course, the coverage, building coverage and lot coverage where both exceed, but that is a given given the fact that we are, we do have an existing non-conforming lot and a complicated, lot as is. But again, these are all existing nonconformities that we're dealing with. And none of this is changing. We're not looking to exacerbate these conditions. We're just trying to work with what we have for the existing structure. And with that, I'd like to conclude our presentation and open this up for any questions or comments. I'll leave the plans open in case I need to go into it and verify anything for you.
I do have a question. Is there going to be parking for the third floor tenant?
Yes, so there is existing 6 parking spaces in the back of the property. As I mentioned, there's an easement on the side here for for the driveway, which is this right here. So this is the actual property line, that line that you see there, and then everything else beyond that. So this is the actual driveway, and yeah, again, from there you gain access to the parking in the back, and there's currently 6 to be able to support 2 for each unit.
Okay, and it's not a shared driveway, right?
It is.
Not with the next door neighbor. No.
Oh.
No.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
what's the easement for, Mr. Fuentes?
So the easement here is due to the fact that we have our property line sort of, as you can see.
Oh,
this
okay.
is-
It's an access
Yeah.
easement, but the neighbor doesn't use it.
Right, correct.
Okay, gotcha. All
Correct.
right, no problem. Okay. Okay. Commissioners, do we have any other questions?
I had a few things I just wanted to clarify.
Okay, before we let our
Oh,
planner
sorry.
question, no, that's fine. I don't know if this is a question for the applicant himself, Mr. Fuentes, but what was the trigger to bring this to the board if this is an existing 3-family? Was there work that was proposed?
Yeah, so we were advised by Mr. Lawson that,
Mhm.
due to the existing nonconformity of the
Right.
property, that we
Mhm.
would have to present this to the board, seeking variance for an existing nonconformity.
So that's what I was asking. If there was work that the applicant wanted to get performed or
Only
no?
interior. So
Okay. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
really the work is interior.
Okay. No
Mhm.
problem. All right. Understood. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Fuentes, this is currently a two-family dwelling,
Correct.
Two or three.
and you're converting, and your client is proposing to convert it to a three-family dwelling.
Correct. Yeah. A lot of everything on the third floor that you see here in plan that shows bathroom, kitchen, bedrooms, those are actually all existing. The only thing that we're doing in terms of making sure that this is proper, the applicant has hired us to make sure that we have the fire safety requirements for this to make sure that it's proper and safe, and
what-
also go through the process of legalizing it by going in front of the board.
That's what I was
Which-
gonna say. You're just gonna legalize the third floor to make
Yeah.
it a three-family. When someone wants to purchase it, they'll purchase it as a three-family instead of a two.
Yeah, I mean that's a potential, right? Exactly.
Okay.
Well, let me ask the next question from Board Member Harrison. What's up there now? You've indicated this is all up there now. Who's up there now?
No one. There's no one living there now.
Has somebody been living there prior to this application?
Yes. The applicant made me aware of that, and he did as soon as he understood he went the purchase of the property was he bought it as is. When he became aware of the situation, he stopped, and that's where he hired us so that we could take care of going through the proper process of getting the plans in place to the town, making sure that everything was, everything is in place so that the town, so that the city of East Orange, may make their decision I'm sorry, at the building department. And that is when we were given, advice that we needed to go in front of the board, the zoning board for this.
Madam Chair, I think as a follow-up to your inquiry, what might make sense is for Mr. Cherry to testify.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, were you gonna bring your applicant up, Mr. Fuentes?
You're more than welcome to. I
Yeah.
mean, that's why, he's here. And, if you have any questions for him.
Okay. We can bring him up in a second. I think our board planner has a couple of questions. Let's get those out the way, and then we can have your applicant come up.
Sure.
Only because there's an air conditioner in the third floor window upstairs. That's what I was looking at. So it looked like it's occupied already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, so again, like this, what I'm showing, what I'm showing here, a lot of it is to add, like, for example, the baseboard heating, along the walls for here and here. There's really, because there's nothing there now in terms of that being able to properly condition it. As far as, I'm sorry, because it's been a while since I visited the property. Roland, am I correct in saying that? Mr. Cherry?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So,
Mr. Cherry, let's solve the problem. Raise your right hand. Testimony you're about to give is truth, the whole truth, nothing but truth, so help you God?
yes, sir.
State your full name, spell your last name, and your relationship to the application.
My first name is Roland, last name is Cherry, Cherry. And I'm sorry, what was the other question?
What is your relationship to this application?
I am the owner.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Fuentes, you were asking your client a question?
Thank you. Yes. Yeah, Mr. Cherry, I just wanted to confirm in terms of conditioning, there wasn't any, prior to us proposing the electric baseboard heating, was there any conditioning before that? Any
No,
heating?
No, sir.
Okay. That's what I that was my recollection, and I just wanted to make sure. Thank you for that. So yes, so as you can see, right, the space is existing as is. There's an existing bathroom there, and a couple other things that are happening that are not shown in this, but of course come later. Is we have a new exhaust going into the bathroom. So obviously this was made ready, but it wasn't actually livable because it just didn't have the proper conditioning for the space. So Mr. Cherry has taken measures to is going to be taking measures to provide that. And that's where we were hired for the purposes of this.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Martini, you wanna,
Thank you.
Yes,
Mr.
Madam
Chair,
Chair.
I know you're desperate, Steve. Mr. Cherry, when did you purchase the
Yes.
property?
2000, June, I believe it's 2018.
And when you were purchased the property in June of 2018, was anyone living in the third floor?
Yes, at the time.
And how long after you purchased the property was the individual, how long did they continue to live on the third floor?
They was up there for about 4 or 5 years.
And did they move out?
No, what I did, I moved them down to the first floor.
And how long has the third floor been vacant?
2 years now.
Thank you. Sorry, Steve.
No, it's no problem. Just a couple things I wanted to clarify, Mr. Fuentes.
Yes.
So it looks like it looks like it'll be an additional variance. Some of the bedrooms are below the minimum dimensions or square footage for bedrooms in the I guess in general, because it's in the Transit Village redevelopment area. So they have to be at least 110 square feet. And it looks like there's a bedroom 2 on the first floor, bedroom 2 on the second floor. And it looks like the second bedroom on this third floor are all below. So that's an additional existing non-conforming condition.
I appreciate you. Yeah, thank you. Yes, that is also in this case here we have again, these are existing nonconformities.
What do you have, or do you know the square footage of each unit?
Total,
for each.
I don't have it offhand. I apologize. What I do have is just the building coverage, which really encompasses the front porch included with the first floor. And that total came out to 1,392 square feet, but that being gross, not the actual rentable square footage.
Okay. Just what I'm getting at is for 2 bedrooms, it has to be at least 750 square feet. And then actually, so that would be for the first floor and second floor unit. And then I had another question about the third floor. So it looks like there's 2 bedrooms. Is there no, I guess, communal living area on that floor existing?
No, the way that this was, how it's laid out is exactly as you see it. There's just a hall space, and then really what's the livable space is the kitchen dining area, in the back. I mean, sorry, what's really that is the dining kitchen area in the back, and then there's the bathroom. But no.
Okay. I was thinking if you considered could that primary bedroom be a living room, and then it would be a 1-bedroom unit, hypothetically?
I mean, I would hypothetically, yes. I mean, I would just say to Mr. Cherry, is that something that you would be okay with if that's a contingency to approval? But I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm just throwing it out there for the board to consider, like what's
Understood.
going on here and what would be the best going forward.
Yeah.
And then just to confirm, you're not proposing anything in terms of the exterior, no changes to lighting or landscaping?
No changes to the exterior.
Okay. And then I guess regarding the parking, are those all like existing delineated spaces? Like,
They
do
are,
6 cars fit back there?
They are, and yes, Mr. Cherry had given me that information prior, and yes, they do.
Are they? I don't see. Do they have measurements? Are they 9 by 18?
These are marked. I mean, they're not marked with the actual size, but yes, they are 9 by 18. And as you can see, so that's the property line, and then there's the actual what's it called? The where the driveway is the whole area here.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
So it can, and I guess it does right now fit 6 cars.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So there wouldn't be any variance for parking then. 'Cause
Correct.
yeah. Okay. Okay. Um, that's all that I have. Thank you for your testimony. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Martini. Commissioners, do we have any further questions for Mr. Fuentes?
No.
Okay, Mr. Fuentes, you will have to put the square footage of the bedrooms and um actually label what the parking spaces are gonna be before um we'll be able to have those approved
Yeah,
and moved on, okay?
absolutely. We'll do that.
Okay. And just add the additional variances
Okay.
on these plans as well.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Mr. Bernstein.
Mr. Fuentes, is your client willing to designate which unit is going to get which parking spaces so there's no issue as to everybody getting 2 parking spaces?
I'm sure that I'm sure Mr. Cherry would be more than happy with that, but I'll leave that to Mr. Cherry to answer.
Yeah, that just makes sense to me that everyone will have a designated parking space.
Why you like that? Oh. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, commissioners, if there's no more questions, for Mr. Fuentes or the applicant, I'll go ahead and move to public comment before we let Mr. Fuentes conclude. Rana, is there any members of the public that are wanting to come over?
We do have some of our panelists over there. I'll open it up to the public at this time. Please use the raise hand notification if you have any questions to ask our professionals and commissioners. And I'll bring you over. So I'm just waiting to see if anyone responds. Okay, I'm not seeing any at this time, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you, Rana. All right. Seeing none and hearing none, this portion of the public participation is concluded. And we'll move to you, Mr. Fuentes, for you to conclude, and we'll
Yeah.
make a motion.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Madam Vice Chair, and the board for having us and helping us through this process as well with Ms. Janice and Mr. Lawson. Again, we have an existing nonconformity that we're dealing with. The applicant, I really appreciate everything that he's going through here in the process of wanting to make things right and hiring us in this process. So I want you to take into consideration what this looks like for him and thank you so much for the opportunity to be able to present in front of the board, and I appreciate it and look forward for this approval. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fuentes. Commissioners, can we have a motion?
Hi, this is Commissioner Moses. I'd like to file a motion to approve with the conditional, non-conforming use to, have them provide the parking spaces as well as the new dimensions for the room. I've got the case number. It's for 433. I think it was Parker.
Thank you, Commissioner Moses. Do we have a second?
Second.
This also
Thank you.
includes the site plan designation of square footage for each room on each floor and the parking spaces.
Okay.
And the room square footage.
Right.
Mhm. Thank you, Thank you, Mr. Bernstein, and then thank you for the second, Commissioner McClinton Watson. Can we have a roll call, please?
Okay, I get to do it tonight, no problem. I have many functions.
Tonight, we'll pay you extra.
Ms. Moses,
I confirm.
Ms. Kelly,
I confirm.
Ms. Jones,
I confirm.
Ms. Harrison,
It'll be a yes for me.
Ms. Green,
Yes, I confirm.
Vice Chair McClinton Watson,
Yes.
Chair Hudson,
Yes. Case approved.
7 in favor.
Thank you so much. I really
Congratulations.
appreciate it.
All right, thank you guys.
Have a
Thank
good night.
you. Thank you so
Take
much.
care.
Rasta.
Okay.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
the next board application is,
Let's see. It would be
ZBA.
case, yep, ZBA 2500. I need new glasses.
What is that address?
21 North
North.
Park Street, LLC, for address 21 North Park Street.
Okay,
Marcia
shop-
M. Moore, ESQ, is a presenter.
is there a motion to adjourn? No, I'm kidding, Marcia.
Okay, we had the architect. I'm just trying to see if some are still in here or if they're over in the attendees area. I see, Mr. McDonough. I'm bringing back over.
Ms. Moore, who are your witnesses tonight?
And good evening. My witness, Mr. Jim Benite, our architect, is here. Mr. Madonna is my planner, and the developer, Dr. Brown, is also here. So my entire team is
Okay.
here.
Okay,
Great,
so the
thank
three
you.
of them are there. Not a problem. And to answer your question, Marcia, I lied, it's 7.
It's 7. Okay. All right. Thank you.
It's grown since you asked the question. We've gone from 6 to 7. So,
Okay, great.
Ms. Moore, you've been before the board. You know the routine.
Yes. So good evening, members of the board, chair, mayor, professionals. My name is Marcia Moore from the law firm of Post Pollock on behalf of the applicant 21 North Park LLC. It is truly a pleasure to present this application. My address is 425 Eagle Rock Avenue in Roseland, New Jersey. So this is an application proposing to demolish the existing fire damaged property. Most of these board members may know this. This is the former Harris Diner site. And we're seeking to construct a 4-story mixed-use building with 2 ground floor retail units consisting of about 1,977 square feet. The ground floor would consist of a doctor's office as well as an additional retail store. Both of these, each of them less than 1,000 square feet, which our architect will testify. On the upper floors, we're proposing 15 residential units along with 21 parking spaces. 4 of the residential units will be affordable at a 60 to 80% AMI. As mentioned, this property is located at 21 North Park, designated as Block 921, Lot 13, and located in the IND Mixed Industrial Commercial District, where the residential use is not permitted. I'll have further testimony on this from our planner pertaining to the D1 use variance that we're seeking. So tonight, in addition to seeking preliminary and final site plan, we're seeking the D1 to permit the multifamily dwelling, as well as a D3 conditional use variance to allow the doctor's office, where it is conditionally permitted, to be located on the ground floor, where the ordinance states that it must be on the upper floors. We're also seeking 2C variances pertaining to the side yard setback, as well as the rear yard setback. Just preliminary before I begin, I do, as I mentioned, have a number of witnesses, but notices were submitted to the newspaper at least 10 days prior to the meeting. And this property is located within 200 feet of the city of Orange Township. So notices to those property owners were also mailed along to notice to the clerk, and an affidavit of service was submitted to Madam Secretary for proof of service. I am in receipt of a memorandum from Mr. Martini dated May 8th. He has asked us to elicit certain testimony, certainly respect to the D1 use variance and the enhanced Medici standard when it comes to a D1 variance. And we also will be prepared to address what's called the Coventry standard pertaining to conditional uses, and that is whether the site can accommodate the use. My first witness will be my engineer, Edmund Benite. We'll be discussing the existing site conditions as well as the overall project, followed by Dr. Brown, who's the owner of the property, the applicant, and also the proposed operator of the doctor's office. And last but not least, my planner, John McDonough, will be testifying in respect to the variances that we're seeking as part of this application tonight. So at this time, I'd like to bring my witness, Mr. Benite.
Thank you, Marcia.
Can you raise your right hand? Can you raise your right hand, sir?
Absolutely.
Testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
State your full name, spell your last name for the record, advise the board of your credentials and by whom you are employed.
Thank you. Thank you so much. My name is Edmund Benite. I'm a licensed architect in the state of New Jersey and in New York. My office is right here in East Orange at 60 Evergreen Place. It's called ECG Architects LLC. I've been licensed now for the past 24 years. I got my license in 2001, and I have been practicing ever since. I've appeared before this board quite a number of times in the past, and I've been before the boards in New Jersey as well. I attended New Jersey Institute of Technology. I believe I said that already. When I graduated in 1988.
And just one quick question, Ms. Benite. You've testified in similar capacity for this type of project before this board and other similar boards?
Yes.
Okay.
And your license is current, correct?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Madam Chair?
Thank you. Commissioners, can we please have a motion to accept our current witness as an expert?
Commissioner Moses here. I'd like to file
Okay, thank
a
you,
motion
Commissioner
to
Moses.
accept his credentials. Mr.
Thank you.
Edmonds' credentials.
Do we have a second?
I second.
Thank you, Commissioner Watson.
Commissioner
favor?
Moses, Commissioner Moses, you're on in two different spots. That's why you're getting the feedback.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I was going to say that.
I was wondering.
Oh, Shirley always knows before anyone else does. The woman is
You heard what I
amazing.
said before, right?
Absolutely amazing.
I'm gonna log out and come back in.
You're on twice, Nadia.
All right, commissioners, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, council, please continue.
May I, Council?
Yeah, so just quickly, you're certainly familiar with the plans, correct?
Yes, I do.
If you can share your screen and we'll mark each document and just start with just giving us an overview of the existing site conditions.
This is going to be A1.
So tell me when you can see my screen.
We can see.
All right.
Mr. Gabanti, can you indicate what A1 is, who the author is, and the date? And if this has been previously provided to the board, what sheet it is?
All right. Sheet A1 is the existing bird's eye view of the site. I don't think this has been submitted to the board yet. What the
Okay.
board has is the site engineering drawings.
Just to clarify, so this is A1. It was emailed, but it is intended to be an exhibit, so we can have it marked as A1. And
you'll
Edmund, who prepared this?
It was prepared by me, by my office, yes.
When?
May 10th, 2026.
Okay. Ms. Moore, you'll provide a hard copy?
Yes, I will
Thank
mark
you.
it as well and submit it to the chair, the secretary.
Thank you.
You can continue.
Okay. Again, thank you so very much for having me. The location of the site is in the IND1. The site is within block 921 and is lot 13. This site originally harbors the Harris restaurant, a very historic restaurant that has been around in East Orange. The location is right behind an existing gas station, and is bordered by two streets, major arterial. You have the Washington Street that comes off Park that goes down here, and right at this plate is North Park that goes and meets Springdale. When you look at this first picture here, which is the aerial view, what I've marked symbolizes where the site is. The old one-story Harris Diner still exists there. The site is about 30 feet away from the City of Orange township limits, which is the black line that you see going across this way. You have the senior citizen, which is a big building right behind the site. And within and surrounding the site, on this side here, on the orange side, you have a predominantly residential homes that are over here. And around here on the other side of Washington, you have residential. And next to the side, to the site is a multi-family home, okay? And when you go on the North Park, you have a commercial building over here. And that commercial building has a parking space here. That parking space is used as a used car dealer. And right behind on this side here, you have a parking space that accommodates some trucks, and there's a commercial building and a deli. So as you come up on North Park, you see the deli and the commercial space, and you see this parking space here that is for the commercial building. The site is an irregular site. It's not the normal conventional site that you see. So the ultimate goal here with this true lot site for us was to make sure that whatever we plan to do, that we optimize the parking. Obviously, if you look at the current existing condition, the one-story Harris Diner had parking all over. It had two curb cuts from Washington and one from North Park. So the challenge for us was with this whole proposal, how we can maximize the parking and still be able to provide the commercial space below and the residential apartments above. So you have views looking from what you might call from the south, looking up towards this plate. And you have one looking from Washington Street coming down this plate. And then you have another one looking from North Park into the site. And like I mentioned, the site is a true lot. You have vehicular circulation that comes from North Park and also from Washington. I'm going to go to the next slide.
Mr. Gabanti, can you expand them just a little?
Okay.
Only because those
Bigger?
a little bigger.
Okay.
Okay. You are not so smaller.
Well, so we could see all the pictures.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, that's about.
Okay.
All right. This is A2.
A2.
What does this represent?
This represents the street views to augment what the bird's eye view. This is from the human point of view.
This is the street view of the existing property.
That's correct.
Who took the pictures?
I did.
When?
Well, this actually came from Google, but I took I got all the pictures on May 10th.
Took them off Google on May 10th. Has this previously been provided, Ms. Moore?
Yes, this is part of the exhibit package that I emailed to
Okay.
Ms. Nelson. But we'll remark them and should resubmit that. That is my practice.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So, like I mentioned again, looking on Washington, this is looking against Orange, the predominant residential houses that basically fill this streetscape. Then when you turn around on this side here, looking east, this is our site. You still see the existing current one-story building, which is the Harris Diner, and this is the four-family multi-family home next to it. And going down over there is a bunch of single families, residential. And then across the street on North Park, you have the commercial building that has the brick and more like a concrete, should I say, articulation. And then you have the parking lot that I mentioned that is being used as a used car dealership. And if you're coming up from Springdale, this is the deli to the right. You have the commercial space here, and next to that commercial space is this parking lot that I did mention that has that are used for trucking. And next to it is the site again. And here we're looking from North Park directly into the site. You have the gas station, and towards the left is where you have the split. And this is the site with the one-story commercial building. And looking straight up is again the orange side of it with the residential buildings. So I will move to the last slide to begin to explain what we've done.
This is A3. Has this been previously provided?
Yes, it has. This was emailed and they will be remarked as well, but we do intend to mark them as exhibits.
All right. The date and the author is same.
That is correct.
Thank you, Ms. Moore.
All right. So like I mentioned, our intention was to optimize the parking. Parking is a big item in East Orange, and whenever you decide to do such a design, in this case, we're doing a mixed use, that we have a commercial space on the ground floor with all the building amenities, with 15 dwelling units above apartments. We want to make sure that we're not asking for any kind of variance for the parking. So in our goal to maximize this, we kind of place the building further to the right side yard. If you're looking from Washington, I did mention that this site is bordered by two arterials. You have the North Park and Washington Street. So if you remember, the multifamily is right here from the pictures. So we decided to site the building and still maintain the true lot that originally the site represented. We still maintain the vehicular access from both Washington Street and North Park Street. So when you come in, you drive in, you find parking, and when you want to leave, You can come out, you can go out this way to leave, or when you come out, you can come down and go and leave through North Park. In so doing as well, we also decided to create some kind of safety in terms of the pedestrian walkway. And the pedestrian walkway, which we try to move away from the vehicular circulation. The pedestrian walkway, as you come down the existing sidewalk, we have a gate over here that you can open and walk within a safe means over here. Each parking space over here has a bollard that gives a sense of safety away from this interior walkway that serves the building. And the same goes down from, if you're coming from North Park, there's a gate over here that you walk through, that you come, you go up the stairs, because the side slopes down towards North Park. We have the handicap parking right here. We have the handicap pathway to bring you into the building. An entrance into the building is from here. It has two doors. We have a vestibule, and within the vestibule, you have the mailbox over there, and you have the second door, which is the security door. And on this wall is where you're gonna have the doorbells and that have cameras that directly with monitors that when you push the bell, the person in where you're going has a unit that sees you and boards you in.
And just I don't want to interrupt you, Evans. I just want to provide some clarity. You're referencing to the residential units at this point, correct? I know we have 2 retail spaces, but that access is to the residential, correct?
I'm gonna get to that. This is if you want to go up to the dwelling units, yes.
Okay.
The retail spaces that we provided is we have this space here, which eventually will become the doctor's office, and we have another space here, which right now we're saying is going to be a health food store or any other store that is acceptable within the Schedule A.
And just to clarify, when you're referencing there a Schedule A, you're talking about the Schedule A that pertains to uses permitted in the C1 in the land use regulations, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, and there will be further testimony provided that on that retail space for the food store when we get to the operator. Just want to clarify.
All right, so when you come in, this building has an elevator. It has one elevator and it has 2 means of egress, 2 stairs. We have a storage here. This storage could be used for delivery, in delivery and out delivery as well. And in the back here is where you have the building amenities. You have the water meter room, the electrical room. And here we have the bicycle room, which is very important, especially within the urban area, and for people who doesn't want to drive their cars. Over here in the back here is where we have the trash room. This trash room, we have a chute within the building that within the 3 floors above, you can drop your trash. It comes down here to a dumpster that gets carried out, brought out to an enclosure down here where we have the trash enclosure. This trash enclosure can hold 6 dumpsters. This is where it stays till the trash collection comes over and picks them up. We are providing 4 EV zones. You can see the charging poles over here. And we have 4 pole lights that lights up this whole area. We have one here, another one here, another one here, and the 4th one right there. Now, we obviously with the gas station here, we wanted to soften this edge. And that's why we're introducing the shrubs along the southern corner. And we have 4 feet high fences that spans the entire Washington Street frontage. And it has a sliding gate. And also we have a 4 feet high fence that faces the North Park frontage. On the side here, we have a 6 foot high aluminum fence. This side here is where you have the trucking park, the trucks that have the parking lot that I did show it before. So we have a 6 foot high aluminum fence over here. And in the rear, along here, we have the vinyl fence. The vinyl fence is also a 6 foot high that kind of creates a kind of a privacy from the multi-family building that is right here. And doing that as well, we kind of soften that with some shrubs that comes all the way down to North Park. Now, when you take the elevator and come up to a typical floor plan of the 2nd and 3rd and 4th floors, the elevator brings you out here to this corridor. And when you come out, you can turn right. If you're coming out this way, right or left. You have 2 apartments on this side. You have a 2-bedroom apartment. You have a 2-bedroom apartment on this side. And then in the middle here, you have a studio. And on the other end, this is the side that faces North Park. You have a 2-bedroom. And in the back of it, you have a 1-bedroom. Then you have these two exit stairs. Here is the chute that I mentioned to you about. So whenever you have your trash, you come over there, you drop it off, and you take the elevator, and you go downstairs. Or if you choose to, if you have a friend upstairs, you can go to the 3rd and 4th floor. Every unit here has a washer-dryer combo, and that's what it says. The good thing about the 2 bedrooms in this design is that the master bedroom has their own master bath. The rooms are very spacious, and you have balconies that extend out that you can sit out and have a good view if you're looking out towards Washington Street, or if you're looking behind towards Springdale and looking out towards the senior citizen. So these are the only apartment here that doesn't have the balcony is the studio, but we were able to provide big windows that kind of brings this feel as if you are also outside. It brings enough sunlight and also makes you give you that exposure and views that you might also experience with your balcony. The only difference is that you are indoors. Now, like I mentioned, this plan is typical. That's what you see again on the 3rd and 4th floor. And then we have one stair that goes to the roof. You have the elevator bulkhead. The elevator that we're using here is a machine roomless traction elevator. The final stop is on the 4th floor. And this is the overrun that also houses the machine on top. The design of this roof is done with intention that in the future, if the owners decides to have like an amenity out here in the roof, they can. We designed that to carry that kind of load. We have with this design, we have kind of we created a pattern where we kind of provided lights in places that you don't even know that the lights, that when you see this building at night, the experience is different from what you see in the day, because the lights will define and also bring you, will bring the awareness of what's, in my opinion, what a good creation that we have put in here, that actually, you know, is a backdrop for this gas station. You know, you wish this gas station is down here, because if you are coming down on Washington, which people drive down all the time, we wanted to create a presence. We wanted to create something that defines what the future of East Orange will be. And that's what we're trying to create here with this very medium-sized building. So we have lights in this cove spaces on top here that's going to come on at night. We're going to have lights on top here. And we have lights, you know, we have ceiling mounted lights that will light the signage. The signs are non-illuminated, but what we're using reflective materials that they are visible at any given time, night and day. I must mention that the lighting here is going to be on photocell. They only come on in the dark.
Can I, before you move on, since we're on the lighting, there are a couple of questions that the planner had respect to the lighting, so I think this is an important time to ask them. What, if any, impact would that lighting? Do you anticipate any spillage onto the residential areas? Can you just expand onto that?
No.
Okay.
No, we most of the lights, especially the pole lights, have curved shields, and the reason why they have those curved shields is to prevent any kind of spillage. The wall-mounted lights that we have within here have also curved shields. So the whole, I'm not sure whether you guys have seen some of those wall-mounted lights that basically light the wall, and then, you know, it illuminates the ground area with very little or minimal lights, you know, spilling out to any adjacent property. And by the way, the city allows 0.5 foot candles to spill into adjacent properties, but we don't even have that. So we have the wall lights right here in the back, and I think there are about 7 of them. Okay, and the lights over here are all ceiling mounted lights that light up this walkway, which you use to enter into the retail space and also to go into the building. And we have a common room, which I failed to mention. The plan also mentioned that. And this common room here is going to be utilized by the tenants. If the management decides to convert this into a small gym, they can. If they decide to have it as a meeting room, or it's just a place to lounge, obviously they can do that as well. All right. So in terms of the signage, I have a table here that's basically tells you we are way below the requirement for a wall-mounted signage. This 16-foot you see Max is going to be for the both signs. We're saying, you know, maintain your sign, because we don't want the sign to overwhelm the building. You want I mean, the sign is going to be there for people to see, to know whatever is a store that is there, or office, but we don't want it to be something that kind of overwhelms this view. So we are providing a 16-foot max and a 1 foot max in terms of the tech sites. Obviously, they're going to be mounted behind a horizontal that is attached to the storefront on both sides. And then you have the building number. So
Can I just want to jump to provide some clarity on that, because we did mention on that retail store that the operator, the owner, does desire a health food store. However, that's not been determined yet. So to the extent that we do not have a health food store, we would be complying with the signage requirements, but I just want to confirm so that she has not identified that tenant as a food store. That is desired, but it's not confirmed. Is that correct?
that is correct. That's correct. Now, the other thing that the planner talked about was the glazing regulations. Obviously, I didn't identify that we exceed the glazing requirements here. And again, our goal was to make this building inviting. When you are in these spacious rooms, we want to surround you with so it's like you feel as if you're outside, but you are within your privacy. Now we are using glazing that you see clearly from the inside out, but from the outside in is blurred. You know, you can't see anything. Obviously, we will recommend that somebody also utilize blinds, but the intention here is that if you're standing from the outside, you cannot see inside. But if you're standing from the inside, you can see outside very well, because it's big glasses that we're providing over there, big windows.
So just confirm, that was one of the comments, Ms. Martini. We're not seeking any relief with respect to the transparency. We do meet that requirement.
No, we meet that, we comply with that requirement.
Okay. If you can just talk about Edmund, because I know you mentioned the room sizes. I see it on your document, your presentation on the room sizes, but these are really nice, spacious units. As far as a 2-bedroom, there's some 2 bedrooms that exceed 1,000 square feet. So this is the intent by the developer to make sure that these are really nice units. And of course, I mentioned 4 of them would be affordable. If you just like walk through that, the bedroom sizes and the conformance.
Absolutely. In this zone, in this district, a 2-bedroom unit is $850. The minimum that we have here is $966, and that $966 is for these 2 bedrooms over here. Now, I'm sorry, these 2 apartments over here. Now, if you go to the other apartment, we have 1,119. These are big spaces. I'm a big man. I like big spaces. So the intention here is to if you're renting here, you want to call this home. That's our goal. You have enough to accommodate everything that you want to do. You have the 1-bedroom is 700 square feet. We have 761. For the studio is 500 square feet. We have 530. The minimum size of a bedroom is 10 by 11, 410 square feet. We have 10 by 11 foot 8. The smallest bedroom that we have here is 10 by 11 foot 8. The rest are 12 feet, 14 feet. They're big size. Okay, like I mentioned, this is meant to be a very comfortable unit. Now, in terms of the table for what we're looking, the relief that we're seeking for.
Goodbye.
I'm sorry? Oh.
I apologize, commissioners. Each floor has how many bedrooms on each?
5.
4 2 bedrooms.
I'm sorry, no, it's 3 2 bedrooms, 1 bedroom, and 1 studio.
Thank you.
So this table also is I make corrections based on what the planner wanted us to do. He wanted us to insert the existing here, which I've done. So like Marsha mentioned at the beginning, we're seeking for 4 variances. We have the D1, D3, which is the permitted use, having the doctor's office on the ground floor is a D3. The dwelling units is the D1. And then we have 2 C variances, which is the side yard, okay, and also the rear yard. Now, I have to emphasize the point here is that the side yard that we're talking about is that this projection over here with this column, this is the 5 foot that we're talking about, all right? And in the rear, we have 10 foot at the first floor, but the second floor balcony projection, okay, is what makes it 9 foot away from the lot line. All right. So those are the 2 C variances that we're seeking. Now, what I've done as well is that I prepared an animation of what we believe this building will look like. So let me play that for you. Okay, can you see my screen again?
No, you still have the your exhibit on the screen.
Okay, let me just go back here.
Ms. Moore, while your witness is looking, and I apologize if I missed it, how many parking spaces?
Oh, those are the follow-up questions. I want to go back. So there will be a total of 21 parking spaces, 15, the way it's calculated, 15 for the residential, and then 6 for the commercial, the retail space.
And how many of the parking spaces will be handicapped?
1.
And how many will be EV?
4.
Thank you.
All right, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
This is going to be A4.
That's correct. So
And
Edmund,
this-
before you start, can we let's clarify, very basically provide the background of what we're showing
Sure.
and who prepared it?
This was prepared by my office as well.
And what is it? It's a video
It's a video of the building looking from the street.
I love it.
Okay, this is the gas station. And there's the building.
Clearly an old gas station. Look at the prices. That was the only reason it sort of caught me.
The prices are.
The price was $2 a gallon.
No, the prices are not current.
We don't appreciate those kind of jokes.
I wish it was.
Oh, this is so unique.
Yeah. I'm from the area, so kudos to you guys for designing something that's appeasable.
Yeah.
So you guys are gonna take over the gas station? I don't know if I'm allowed to ask questions now, but I have a question.
That gas station is not our property. I can answer that. So
this is like a separate gas station on your property?
yes, the gas station is not on our lot.
It's not their property, Nadia. It's a different lot.
Yeah, it's not our owner. We're not.
Oh, so it's gonna be 2 gas stations next to each other.
No, that's the same existing gas station that's there. They're just showing it in their plans because it's on the corner, but that gas station is the same one that's already on the corner there.
So I think it's important that when we're showing this, and you'll hear it from the owner, when you're talking about walkability and the access, you see the community, you see the access. The proposed doctor's office will be an eye care, so you'll hear the testimony, but you need people activated in the street. So this gives you a great depiction of seeing that. You see the landscaping. You see people living here. I mean, I grew up in the area as well. That the property's in a bad area, but we'll provide the planning testimony. But that gives you right as far as just like being there. So I think Mr. Benita wanted to have the board have that feeling of that walkability and what's there, and the scale as well. So,
You'll provide a copy to the board.
I guess I will.
Thank you. I think there was a question from one of the commissioners regarding the number of handicap spaces.
And I agree with her.
Yeah, the question, Mr. Gabanti, was with a doctor's office, why only one handicap parking space?
Well, the state requirement is that for every 25 stalls, anything below 25, you provide one handicap. And anything 25 from up to 50, you provide two. So I'm just following the state requirements in terms of that. Bear in mind that the doctor's space, we provided 4 stalls based on the ordinance requirement. And also we have 2 additional that we left as for guests. So yeah, I was just following the state and the doctors. I know very well that most of I don't want to use the word customers, but patients come out at the community. That's why he wants to come here, because he serves the community. And most of them are not going to be driving to come to the people that are going to be coming, walking into the office and getting treated.
Mr. Benny, one of the questions, and we'll also have Dr. Brown answer with respect to the combination of the mixed use for the doctor's office. It is in the intent that the residential will have an assigned parking space in speaking with the developer. Is that correct?
Yes. Are you asking me or?
I'm asking you.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question again? I'm sorry,
With
Marcia?
respect to the assignment, how will the spaces be assigned to the tenants in speaking with the developer, whether or not the residential component will each have a parking space?
Yes. Each unit will have their own parking space. Yes, that's correct.
So 1 parking space per unit?
Yes.
And you've got 6 additional parking spaces for the commercial?
Yeah.
And within that, 1 handicap space and 6 EV spaces?
And four EV spaces.
4 EV spaces. So I think
Just wanted to clarify.
I'll leave the commissioners to question, but I suspect there's going to be some numbers issues here.
So just wanted to clarify, the requirement for the doctor's office is 4 spaces that's required for the doctor's office. So we are providing, there is 2 extra spaces, but the requirement for that commercial space is 4. There is no requirement for the other retail because the small size of it's under 2,000 square feet.
All right. That concludes my presentation. Back to you, Marcia.
I did have a question respect to the way we saw that. One of the question is the respect to the fence. We saw in the rendering that it will be black. Is that correct?
Yes. And that includes the vinyl fence in the back as well. They're going to be black.
And you mentioned the 2C variances that we're seeking for the side yard, one side, and the rear. But otherwise, we can form respect to the height, the impervious coverage. Is that correct? We're not seeking any other relief as far as the bulk standards are concerned? I have nothing further at this time. I do reserve the right to ask additional questions.
All right, thank you. Commissioners, do we have any questions for Mr. Beniti?
Commissioner Moses' hand is up, Madam Chair.
Yes,
Okay.
hi. Commissioner Moses here. I do have a question in reference to the provider. Is it going to be an independent provider, or is he part of a group? Is he gonna be a sole practitioner?
So the
Or
provider
at this
is the owner. She will be our next witness, will be eye care. It will be Dr. Brown. She will be my next witness to testify regarding the operator. So the provider for the doctor's office is the owner of the property. She's my next witness.
Okay, I'll reserve my right to ask questions at that point. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Moses.
And what about
we have
safety issues? What type of safety issues?
Commissioner Harrison.
Yes, Commissioner Harrison, I apologize.
No problem. All right, thank you, Commissioner Harrison.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead, ask your questions.
I was asking, what about the safety issues for the consumers, pedestrians, the people coming in and out of the mixed use?
Do you have a specific example that she can
So, okay, so are there going to be cameras out there? I know you talked about the lighting. What are the hours of operation for the business?
So the
Are there going to be additional police coverage over there for this business? Because it is a business now.
Yeah.
So Commissioner Harris, we do have the next witness to talk about the hours of operation for the commercial space. Mr. Benite testified that there will be cameras. In discussing with the operator, we also mentioned access as far as key fob. And to the extent at least I always tell my client, connection with the police department to make sure that it is tied in with the police department. But Dr. Brown will provide testimony as far as the type of business that she's proposing in our doctor's office and any proposed security measures. But Mr. Benita did testify that there will be cameras. That was in his direct testimony.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Harrison. Did you have a further question? Or you want to wait for the operator?
Yeah, I will. Yes, not at this moment. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, commissioners, any other questions?
I think the board engineer has.
I had some questions.
Sure.
A couple of items. Is there a sidewalk behind the building?
Yeah, let me if I may share the screen again with the proposal with the presentation. Let me do that so I can it will enable me to answer that question.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the answer. Do you have a sidewalk in behind the building?
Yes, I do. That's what I'm saying. I do.
Okay.
You see right here? All right.
Zoom in a little bit more. Okay. All right, good. So one comment is the grading in the rear yard in that area. Just review that. It looks very flat. You should provide positive drainage away from the building and then around the building as well.
Okay.
Is there a retaining wall proposed along the rear property line, side property line?
Right here? Yes. It's going to be a very low retaining wall that will not even be up to 1 foot. Yes.
Okay. So you should.
I'm sorry, 2 feet. No, forgive me.
Yeah, I think it might be higher than that at some points. Just call out the retaining wall on the site plan on the grading and on the grading plan and provide bottom and top of wall elevations.
Okay.
On the page left side, which I guess would be the south side, the proposed contours in the parking lot should tie into the existing contours that are shown in the survey.
Okay.
And last, the dumpster on the southeast corner, so that would be page left, bottom of the page.
Okay.
Is that going to require an extra curb cut? Like, how is that going to function? Is a garbage truck going to go into that area off the street?
No, they're going to roll out the dumpster and then
roll out the dumpsters and they'll load from the street.
Right.
Okay. I guess you're still going to need a drop curb or something, right, to get that onto the street across the sidewalk.
Here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. To roll down the dumpster. Okay.
Okay. So if someone wants to empty the trash from the building, they're either going to have to walk between cars to get to that rear door, which I not crazy
Hey,
about that.
Ryan.
Well,
Or
right.
they have to walk out onto the sidewalk,
Yeah.
enter from the street.
Yeah. Well, my thinking is that the you know bringing out the trash is going to be something that's going to be done very early in the morning when these parking spaces over here are not occupied yet, and very late at night when these parking spots are not being used.
Wait.
I'm looking at, you have 14 parking spaces over here. The way I was looking at it is that as we assigned the 15 apartments minus the handicap, is going to be up to here. And this is still going to be available and empty at night or anymore. But if you're recommending to provide a path for that, I wouldn't mind doing that.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear the last thing you said. If I'm
I say if you're recommending that I should provide a separate path to get in here, I can work on that.
We would agree
Yeah,
as a
I'm not
condition.
crazy about somebody accessing the dumpster area, walking in between 9-foot wide parking stalls with the garbage to get in there. I think that could create conflicts with cars parked there. Alternately, I guess they would just go to North Park Street, go on the sidewalk, and then enter the area around the parking area.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Who's going to be transferring the garbage from the building to the enclosures?
Okay, if your question is how we're going to be transferring the trashes from the building to the enclosure, all right. Like I mentioned, that there's a chute over here. They drop the chute, they pick it up from here, and they walk around, and they bring it down, and they transfer it over there.
So you're going to have them traversing almost the entire parking lot to get to the dumpsters.
Well, that's the intention, to keep it away, the smell away from the building.
So is that going to be a resident or is that going to be a maintenance person?
They're going to have a supervisor living in the building. Yes, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
so it's going to be maintenance people, not the actual tenants.
There will be a superintendent.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And last, I thought I saw a note on one of the plans. Are you providing a gate at the end?
Yes, I am. Yes. There's going to be a gate on both sides. Yes.
On both sides.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I have no further comments.
I had a
Thank
couple
you.
quick.
Okay, sure. Thank you, Mr. Martini. Thank you,
Thank
Mr. DeGennaro.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a couple quick things. Could you go back to the bulk table really quick? I just wanted to check something.
The where?
The main bulk table at the top, or the zoning table. I'm sorry.
Okay.
For the front yard, could you just call out both streets?
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I appreciate that. I think you had all the other edits I had for that, but just call out both of the proposed front yards.
Sure.
Oh, for the parking. So because I know it's one space per unit. Is it going to be each space going to be designated within the lot? Like, is it going to be painted that like residents only or something? Or is there going to be one, two? Are they going to be numbered as well?
Yeah. We're going to have numbering on the stalls. Yes. As a matter of fact, in the engineering drawings that I submitted, I think we have numbering here as well. I think I carried it over here. Yes. So the tenant will be given the number, and that's where he or she's going to be parking.
Okay. And I guess those numbers, was it 15 through 21 will likely be assigned to the medical office, since
Yeah, the goal is I will leave that up to the management, right? But the initial intention that I had here was to leave the two EVs and the handicap, okay, and then 3 more spaces over here for the doctor's office, then utilize the two EVs here and the rest of the parking for the apartment
Residential.
above. Yeah.
The reason why I brought it up is because what we were just talking about a minute ago, the like you said that you would want the refuse would be taken out to the street, or I guess would be taken out to the refuse area when there's no one parking there, and thinking that it's residential to be parked there overnight. I was assuming that those, especially 15 and 16, would be dedicated to the medical office, since they wouldn't be parked early morning before the office opens. You see where I'm going? Or
No, I know, I understand what you're saying. Well, it will be a consideration, and you know, I'm just telling you what my thinking was at the time. But
okay,
yeah.
Okay. For the back to the floor plans. So I just wanted to confirm, because it didn't look like it was labeled for each of the units, but it looked like it was there. There's a washer and dryer.
Yeah, I did mention this is a combo. It's a washer dry. Anytime you see the symbol, that's a washer dry.
Okay.
Okay.
And they're in every single unit, correct?
Yes, it's everything. Yes.
But Mr. Martini, we can, if approval, put washer / the typical letter in for more clarity if you
No,
prefer.
I did. Okay. In the drawing, or obviously if this is approved, I'm providing the service, the equipment outlets for it and stuff like that. I call it out over there.
Okay. And I think you mentioned it before, but the signage for the medical, it's essentially the same as what will be for the food store.
Yes.
Okay. And you might have mentioned it, but maybe I didn't catch it. What is the height of the balcony railings?
It's 3'6", 42 inches.
Okay. Okay. Just one more thing. It's kind of at there was, I don't know what to call it, an enclosure that was next to the doctor's office, but it's outside of the building. I just wasn't sure what that was being used for.
Or this year?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a transformer because of
Oh, is it? Okay. I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
okay.
It's a PSC transformer.
Got it. Okay. I think that's all that I have, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Martini. Commissioners, did you have any other questions?
Yes, Commissioner Moses here. I do have a question. Considering East Orange doesn't have overnight parking, I do believe mention was made that there were 1 parking spot per apartment. Is that incorrect?
Yes.
So, for example, if I, leased an apartment there and I have a second car, how do we plan to address those issues? Because parking is a huge issue in East Orange. We don't have overnight parking. So what are the ramifications around, nowadays, it's walking distance, transit, but we do have cars. So what's the parking situation for the 2 bedrooms?
Your lot of comment, the proximity of this place to the train station, the mass transit, and also the bicycle storage that we are providing is the reason why we're saying the essence of having 2 cars. I don't know. Would there be a need for it?
I think it also answer that. So there will be a lease. People are going, I would say people are coming into an apartment building where they know that they're allowed one parking space. You're not allowed two parking spaces. It will be assigned, it will be a property manager, the rules and regulations. So if someone has two cars and you're only getting one, then you can't, that's an option. And it's practical that you can't park on the street. They may have to find options elsewhere, but you're allowed one space. And so if you're going to rent that, that's the rules and regulations that the landlord is going to enforce. And we're not, just to emphasize, we're not seeking relief on the parking. We are in conformance with the ordinance, with respect. We're providing, we do have some buffer on the parking, but we're not seeking relief. We are conforming with the ordinance.
Now, the other point I may want to add, Commissioner Moses, is I normally take the train from Brick Church. They have a huge parking deck over there, and Brick Church is not far from here. If you want to rent a space over there to leave that second car there on when you need it, that's the nearest parking garage that I can think of that is closest to this place.
Commissioner Harrison here. I do have one question in reference to the parking. So once the businesses are closed, will the tenants have access to those parking spaces? Or their guests?
Obviously, they can, but they have to be able to wake up early in the morning and remove their cars when the businesses start.
Okay.
And that's a great point, Commissioner Harrison, that there is a surplus and you'll get more in the hours of operation that the parking will be available, but similar to if you park, on the street when you can't park and you have to move your car the next day. I mean, we all have, there are things that people have to do. When I used to park on the street, I had to get up and move my car.
That would be nice. That would be nice if everybody followed that same gesture that you did, but unfortunately, everybody don't think the same.
And I emphasize that there are leases, rules, and regulations. There will be a superintendent in order to monitor the operation of this facility. And I think that's the great thing about what the developers posed, that there will be an on-site super here.
Are there going to be gates at the entrances on both streets?
Yes. Sliding gates, yes.
And who will be able to get access to those gates?
Those sliding gates has remote control. All the tenants will have access to it. But the gate is left open during the day. It's only closed at night.
Madam Chair, if I may.
You definitely may.
Thank you. What about shrubbery and trees around the building to beautify, to add oxygen to the air?
Right. I added 2 maple trees on this. I have one here. I have another one there and there. And all this here are the shrubs that I'm adding.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think we could see the here and there. If you can maybe want to zoom in, and I know you have it in the rendering. I do see some landscaping and some trees. And
can you see now?
Yes.
Okay, that's a tree. That's a maple tree here.
Okay.
All right. And as you come up here. Okay, you have another one here, another there. And all these are shrubs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Go down.
Are we looking at taller shrubbery along the side of the building, bordering the garage?
I'm sorry, I didn't get the question. Can you repeat that again?
Is the shrubbery going to hide, to the extent necessary, or buffer the property from the neighboring garage?
Yes, it will. Over here. It's not, I mean, the parking lot, yes.
Well, both the parking lot and the garage.
No, it's the gas station.
Gas station on one side.
This is the gas station.
The shrubbery will be taller than what we'd normally find.
Yes, yes. On that full growth, they're going to be about 5 feet high.
Okay. That concludes my question, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner McClinton Watson. Commissioners, any other questions? Okay, I have a question, but it's for either Mr. Bernstein or Mr. Byrne. If they wanted to further develop the rooftop at a later time, is that something that they would have to come back before the board to do? Or will they be able to just get permits because they've mentioned it in this application?
If the board would like to set a condition and Ms. Moore's client would agree that any development of the rooftop would require further board approval,
Okay.
Ms. Moore.
I can certainly speak with my client regarding that. At this time, we're not proposing anything for the rooftop, so I don't have an objection to that.
Okay.
All right.
All right, thank you. All right, if nothing further, I guess you can continue, Ms. Moore.
So at this time, I'd like to call my next witness, Dr. Kimberly Brown. Edmund, thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Dr. Brown, would you raise your right hand, please? Testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
State your full name, spell your last, and your relationship to the application.
My name is Kimberly Brown. Last name is spelled Brown. I am the applicant and developer of 21 North Park Street.
Are you a medical doctor or
I am an optometrist.
okay. So you're an OD?
Yes, I'm an OD.
Thank you.
So Dr. Brown, you mentioned you are the owner, the sole member of 21 North Park Street LLC, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And is the LLC the current owner of the property?
Yes, it is.
And when did you acquire the property?
August of 2024.
And tonight you're here seeking approval for the mixed-use building, is that correct?
Yes.
With the retail space?
Correct.
If you can provide the board a little bit background, you mentioned that you OD, can you just state your education and professional background?
Sure. I have a BS in chemistry, a major in chemistry, and minor in biology from Prairie View A&M University in 1998. I received my Doctor of Optometry from the Illinois College of Optometry in 1992. And I've been in private practice in Irvington since 1998. I have a second location in Orange since 2018. And I am in private practice.
In private practice? Okay. And do you own those buildings or do you rent those buildings?
I rent both spaces.
And where in Irvington and Orange are those practice located?
Irvington is 50 Union Avenue, Suite 104. Orange is 200 Central Avenue in Orange.
And how long have you been operating at those sites?
Irvington has been since June of 1998, and Orange has been since August, or actually, August of 2018.
All right. And can you just give us a little bit of description of your practice area?
Sure. I focus on comprehensive vision care. I provide routine eye exams. I examine for contact lenses. I also have a strong emphasis in medical optometry, focusing on glaucoma. Glaucoma is an eye disease which is predominantly affecting those of African descent. So in both locations, I see a large patient population. It is actually the second leading cause of blindness in the Black population. So it's something that I see a lot of. I see young children as well, starting at about the age of 5 or 6, but the majority of my patients are adults, as well as the elderly or geriatric patient population.
And how is payment handled? What type of insurance, if any, do you accept?
I accept everything. I'm one of the few providers in the area that accepts Medicaid, Medicare, HMO. You know, there's Medicaid that is through an HMO, and there's what's called straight Medicaid, which nobody takes these days. But because of my commitment to the community, I accept everything. And it's a mix of insurance, some cash patients as well, some commercial plans, but a large majority of my patients have Medicaid or Medicare.
Yeah. Wait, is it fair to say that, not majority, but you have a lot of patients that are seniors or elderly?
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
What are your proposed hours of operation?
My proposed hours are from 10 to 5:30 or 6 on a full day. And there could be a half a day in which I'm there 10 to 2 or 3. I am closed at my current locations 1 day a week and 1 day a week in each location. So the normal hours would be most likely 10 to 5:30 or 6, close 1 day a week, most likely a Tuesday, and that's pretty much it.
And you mentioned you're currently operating both Irvington and Orange. If the board grants this application tonight, is the intention to close one of those locations?
Absolutely.
And which one, if any?
The Orange location would be closed first, and eventually I'd just like to have one location, but I've been in Irvington so long, so I don't see that's home. But the Orange location, I would like to close it.
Okay. And do you have any employees?
I do. Between the two locations, I have 6 employees, in addition to myself and another optometrist that works for me. And so yeah, I have 6.
Okay. You mentioned the doctor's office. Is there a retail component included in that? Like, do you sell glasses or anything affected with eye care?
I do. And I have an optical boutique in both locations. I have a lab which fabricates the glasses in the Orange location. That's a pretty large suite. It's over 2,200 square feet. So I take up the whole side of one building. And so we have, again, routine eye care, which is the examination for glasses and contacts. And I do sell both glasses and contact lenses, yes.
Good. One of the variances that we are asking for, you mentioned, is that we're identified legally as a D3 conditional use variance. And that is that the doctor's office has to be on the upper floors above the ground floor rather than on the ground floor. Why is it so important for you to have your office on the ground floor?
A few reasons. Visibility is huge. So initially when I opened in 1998 in Irvington, I was on the 5th floor. I was able to open January of 2000 on the 1st floor. And that just made a huge difference in the patient flow. We would leave our door open. So folks passing through the hallway would just stop in. Hey, I need an eye exam. I haven't had my eyes examined in years. So that visibility is very important. Also, the access for patients, senior patients, sometimes it's just difficult sometimes maneuvering with the elevators, or if, there's an issue with that, the steps. So the ground level has been helpful in that location. In my second location, it's not an office building, it's just a one level. And so when I looked to open a second location, I wanted it to be on the ground floor. And the same thing happened in Orange, just the visibility. It's extremely convenient for patients who come in the ambulatory vehicles to just roll right into the office. And I've even had patients who, when we opened, they circled the block and said, I had to come back around because, there's an eye doctor in the area and we've never had that. So they saw it firsthand because we are on the ground floor and the signage was there.
In discussing this type of application, especially the doctor's office component, you mentioned that you want to be able for people to stay locally and not have to drive to 22 or Union somewhere else, but to be in the area, especially with the combination of the mixed use. Can you talk about that in your vision and wanting to be at this location?
Absolutely. So both locations are in the neighborhood. I believe in community. I grew up in Newark. I'm a New Jersey girl, even though I went to undergrad and professional school after out of state. I came back to Jersey, and I've been in Irvington since I was in private practice. I think that community is important, and so many of my patients walk to me. They don't have to get on a bus. Some do, but the ones who can walk, walk. Those who can take a bus and not have to go out to 22 or Route 10 or somewhere else, they come right there, and it's easy for them. So it's important that I stay local and am accessible for my patients. It's not anything that is sometimes easy to come by.
Can you talk about what, if any, security measures do you anticipate? Board member asks, we mentioned cameras, but what type of security do you think you're going to have to separate the commercial from the residential, or just the people in whole, the neighbors? That's walking.
Right. I think that cameras would be important. I also think that having a super on the premises who's aware and alert is also important. And I think that, the security entering the doors to the residential units is important. So these are things that I have at my current location. And I don't even have cameras. The owners didn't install cameras at the second location, but I have not had an issue, but I'm prepared to do what is necessary if there's something that would make residents as well as tenants, commercial tenants, feel more comfortable. But I think cameras is a big.
And you would be willing to provide those access to the police department if requested?
Absolutely. And as of now, in my second location, I know that we're hooked all into like the fire department, the police station. There's a panel that I have to have that I'm linked to these central stations. So I'm not sure what the town ordinances are, but if that's the case, I would be willing to do that.
With respect to the doctor's office, do you generate any special medical waste?
No, I don't do any surgery. Minor, what's called punctum plugs, but that is not invasive. So it's the treatment of glaucoma. And, this time of the year, I treat a lot of allergies, conjunctivitis. I just took steel out of somebody's eye yesterday. Those types of things don't generate waste. Yeah.
And I mentioned it in my opening, as part of this application, it's not required, but you are providing 4 of the units affordable. Is that correct?
That's right.
Okay. And my last question to you, just to explain to the board, why East Orange? Why did you decide to potentially relocate to this town? You can tell why do you want to be here?
So again, Irvington, I've been there. I don't have a desire to move immediately. But Orange, I've been renting for years. So one of the things I wanted to do is own my own. And with the building that's going on, I just started to look at neighborhoods that would be convenient for my patients. So I literally drove around. And when I saw Harris Diner, I just said, it's not appealing. It's not pleasing to the eye. And wouldn't it be great if I could move my location here and make it beautiful for the neighborhood and bring something good here? So I also thought about the proximity to where I am. Going from Orange to East Orange is not a hardship for my patients. And the location would make sense in terms of transferring care from one location to the other. But I just, more than anything, looked at what is there and thought about what could be there. And to have my own place is also a big thing for me.
Thank you. I have no further questions. Thank you, Dr. Brown.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you, Dr. Brown. Commissioners, do we have any questions for the applicant? No? Okay, hearing none, seeing none.
Dr. Brown,
Yes.
the other half of the first floor. I know that the architect testified as to a Whole Food market. Are there plans? Do you have a tenant? Or is this a speculative situation, and any idea what the size of that is?
I don't have a tenant, and that is something that I would desire, but I think more than anything, it's whatever fits into your category. I don't know what zone it's called, there's a stipulation that a certain type of business has to be there, and I would definitely stick with that. So I don't have a tenant. Don't have a tenant.
Mr. Bernstein, I think the question you asked was the square footage of the
yeah.
size. So it's approximately 989 square feet.
About 1,000 square feet.
A little bit under 1,000, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bernstein. Commissioners, any additional questions for the applicant?
Yes, Commissioner Moses here. I do have a question for the applicant. Again, all hats off to you for being passionate about, community and being able to offer access to care. So kudos to you on that, because healthcare is one of the most important things right now in the American society. So with that being said, I do have a question in reference to, I'm not sure at granular level for the city of East Orange, only 4 affordable housing out of, I believe, is 50 you mentioned. Is there an intention, say, for example, a tenant move in at an affordable rate and move out? Do you plan on changing that, or will that be a forever consistent, affordable apartment, the 4 apartments that you're proposing, which,
Yeah, I don't propose changing that.
okay, so it'll be a consistent throughout the duration of the building and the ownership?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Deed restricted.
You can deed restrict it to, yes, that's no problem.
Thanks, dear Honorable Bernstein.
And I have a question. Are those going to be 1 unit, 2 units, or studios?
It's a combination. I think the architect could, I don't remember the combination, but it is a combination.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay. Any other questions, guys?
No, that's all the questions I have. Thank you.
All right, seeing none. Hearing none. All right, I guess Ms. Moore, you can continue.
So my last witness will be our planner, John Madonna.
We get a motion to adjourn. Hello, John.
Hi there, Eric.
Haven't seen you in a while. Testimony you're about to give is truth, the whole truth, and nothing but truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
State your full name, spell your last name for the record. Please give the board, who are not necessarily aware of you, your full credentials and by whom you are employed.
Sure. Hi there, everyone. My name is John McDonough. I'm a licensed professional planner, state of New Jersey. That license is current. It's in good standing. I'm also nationally certified through our AICP certification. That's current and in good standing. My education comes from Rutgers, and I'm the principal of my own company. And this is what I do on a nightly basis throughout the state, including, I'll say, East Orange many times.
John, just for the purposes of the record, you're also a licensed architect, do you not?
Edmund will yell at me. I'm a licensed landscape
Landscape
architect.
architect. Sorry about that.
Uh-oh, here comes Edmund.
And all are current, correct?
Current and in good standing, yes.
Thought I recognized some of those bushes on there. Thank you.
So if you want taller ones, folks, here it is.
All right, thank you, Mr. McDonough. Commissioners, can we have a motion to accept Mr. McDonough's credentials
Well,
for?
of course, without further ado, on behalf of, I'm certain, all of us,
Thank you,
that is
Commissioner
a
Moses.
no-brainer.
Do we have a second?
I'd second it.
Thank you, Commissioner McClinton Watson. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Of course not. All right, thank you.
So,
Where'd
Mr.
Marcia go?
McDonough, you could start just by giving us an overview of this land use application, and then you could dive into the justification. So you could start.
Okay. As always, I like to start with letting the land do the talking. So, as we know, all land use planning starts with the land. So, I'm going to enter here an exhibit, counselor, just to
This will be A4.
I believe I have it as A5, Mr. Bernstein. The automation was A4.
You're right. I apologize. A5. And this is one of Mr. McDonough's favorite pictures. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have the army of drones come at you again. We'll start with sheet number 1, where we're looking at the subject property, which is sort of this irregular, I'll say pentagonal shaped piece of property at the conversion of 2 main roads here in the city, Washington Street and North Park. Yes.
John, has this been provided? I apologize for interrupting.
We'll
This-
provide it.
Yeah,
I will mark.
Date.
These are all you're going to see fresh photographs that were taken today, May 13th. So these are as close to real time as we can get. The aerial is just a download of satellite GIS. So that's the only thing that's not dated today, but it was prepared today.
Okay, thank you.
So we have on here the tax lots overlaid. You can see the tax numbers on there. We're a single tax lot, block 921, lot number 13. I'm not going to go through all the details of what Edmund told the board. Obviously, it's I'll say, defunct piece of property that is no longer active, no longer serving a public purpose, and anything that beautifies the streetscape, improves the streetscape, and also reactivates the site is a good thing from a planning standpoint. Not only are we at the convergence of 2 main roads, we're at the convergence of multiple land uses here as well. So to the extent the applicant is looking for the board to move on mixed use here, we're in sort of this mixed use area as well, where you have a bunch of residential uses and non-residential uses coming together in the same spot. And the applicant is going to ask the board to move on 2 D variances. One is a D1 use variance to have this residential component in what is still your IND1 industrial zone district. And then as you heard, Marcia, as you heard Counselor just talk about, medical use is permitted in this zone, but not on the ground floor. It's permitted on the 2nd floor and up. We'll talk about that as we go. So those are the 2 Ds. And then there are 2 Cs, 2 setback variances, relatively de minimis. In the back here, over by this truck parking, we're at 5 feet, where 10 feet is the minimum. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's it. 5 feet versus 10. And then there's going to be a little 1 foot deviation over by this particular lot line where 9 feet is provided and 10 feet is what's required. So relatively de minimis. Now, not only are we at the confluence of a diversity of uses here, you can see the diversity of forms as well. We go from the high-rise buildings to the much smaller, lower-rise buildings. To go with a mid-rise type structure here is a perfect land use transition from the high to the low to the small.
This is A6.
A6, for the record, is an aerial photograph of the property taken today, sometime this afternoon, May 13th, 2026. So it's a fair and accurate and untouched representation of the subject property. So you get a sense of the physical characteristic of the site, no longer active as the Harris Diner, and then again that mix of uses and forms that are around us. This is just a greater context as well to show somewhat the unique position of the property in the city at the confluence of those roads and how this is really going to create a nice gateway. I heard the board's reaction to the video that Edmund showed, and clearly is going to beautify this focal point in the community. I think the last slide is just a top down here, just to show that towards Commissioner. A7 is a top-down view taken today, May 17th, and it's pretty much a plan view. The parking lot in the middle and the building to the left of that parking lot is the site. The gas station to the right is not part of the subject property. So towards Commissioner Moses' question, the reason why you saw a gas station in the video was because it was just incorporating what's there, which we have no control over, and that sort of becomes evident here, and even perhaps better yet here, that the gas station is not part of our little pentagonal shaped lot here. I'm just going to let that hover for a second while I roll through the proofs here. With respect to the zone, we are in the IND1 zone district. The master plan actually recommends that that gets changed to do exactly what the applicant is doing here, and we'll come back to that in the end. The board may well remember that right before COVID, the city went through a very extensive and really thorough master plan, almost 300 pages. And one of the recommendations was that this become mixed use, that this area of the city become mixed use, which is exactly what the applicant is doing. So we always look at the degree of departure from the zone plan. Master plan is recommending this. I think what happened was the master plan got adopted and then COVID happened and the zoning just hasn't caught up yet with the master plan. So when it does, this actually would be a permitted use in the zone, and that technical relief, that D1 relief would go away. In terms of the test, on the positive side here, we always have to reconcile with the land and the site suitability. This site is particularly suitable for residential use by virtue of the fact that it is a transitional lot between both residential and non-residential uses. It's also a transitional lot from a bulk standpoint, and we talked about that with those bird's eye views that I gave you. It's also particularly suitable by virtue of the fact that this is an underutilized site. It's in poor condition and certainly in need of positive redevelopment and reactivation. In terms of the special reasons, the connection with the purposes of zoning in the land use law, NJSA 40:55D2, purposes A through O. The applicant needs to show and demonstrate that at least one of them are advanced here. I see 4 that the board can move on, including purpose A, the promotion of the general welfare, because the project will provide for new housing stock, including affordable housing and neighborhood services. You heard Dr. Brown's testimony. Purpose A is to promote the public health, safety, and welfare. It's exactly what this land use does, promotes public health, safety, and well-being. That's what Dr. Brown's practice is. So I think we're spot on with purpose A. Likewise, purpose G, to provide for a variety of uses in appropriate locations based on the needs of all New Jersey citizens, and housing and services will certainly promote the needs of New Jersey citizens, and it is an appropriate location based on those site suitability reasons that I just gave you. I also see the advancement of purpose M here. That's our planning goal for efficient use of land. It is good planning to take developed land that is underutilized, repurpose it, and put it back to productive use. It's exactly what the applicant is doing here. And then I'll let Edmund's rendering speak for itself. Purpose I of the land use law is the fundamental goal to promote a positive aesthetic, and that's exactly what this is going to do here with this particular project. Second part of the use variance test focuses on the negative criteria and the two prongs. First, I think based on all of the testimony that you've been given, both through architectural, engineering, and operational, use relief can be granted here without any substantially adverse functional impacts. The project will flow, will function, will operate safely, efficiently, and comfortably. We've got our big units for our big guy Edmund there, so they are spacious and do accommodate comfortable living environment. No negative impacts from a environmental standpoint, and no impacts from an aesthetic standpoint. This is going to improve the aesthetic of the site. Lastly, I'm going to take this off, and we have to reconcile with the zone plan. And I'll take you to what I can't say it any better than the city says it in its own master plan. Let's see if I can find that exhibit here. Okay. Page 41 of the master plan, and I'll just scroll up here, recommends that the following areas of the city be zoned for gateway commercial. Number 4 is right where we are, Washington Street and North Park. And if you scroll down, there's a little visual here that shows that this area should be changed from industrial to gateway commercial, which is mixed use. And our subject site is, well, you have the gas station at the little triangle here, and then you have the site itself pretty much in the middle of where this rezone recommendation is. So again, not a substantial departure, in fact, spot on with what the master plan recommends. And there are actually other references in the master plan in your land use element and your proposed or recommended zone changes as well. So we think we're following the spirit of what the master plan wants here as well. That would all go towards the D1 use relief. The lesser relief here is that D3 relief for the medical use on the ground floor. I think you just got the practical side of that through Dr. Brown's testimony. Taking that another level on the planning end. The test for D3 as opposed to D1 is more relaxed. It's not a question of whether the use belongs here. It's only the focus on the condition and the legislative intent. I think the legislative intent behind no ground floor commercial is that we don't want this land use to break up a string of storefronts like we may have over at Central Avenue or on Main Street. We don't have that here. There's no string of storefronts happening at this confluence. So suffice it to say, I think that this relief can be granted here without breaking up a string of retail on the ground floor. And there's a good fit in that regard. So I think there is good reasoning here to warrant that relief for the office on the ground floor. Lastly, the C relief, I'm going to subsume that within the D as part and parcel and necessary to effectuate a good use of land. The side yard setback of 5 versus 10. You saw those plantings along the back. I think the intent would be met by providing for a soft edge and separation from the neighbor. And then that rear yard setback is 90% compliant. We're at 9, where 10 is required. So it's close, and I think the board can find that it's de minimis relief. With that said, I think this is a really good use of land. It's going to certainly use a site or help a site that could use help. And most importantly, the criteria for relief are met here, and therefore approval is warranted. That's all I have on direct, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. McDonough.
Thank you, Mr. McDonough. Commissioners, do we have any questions for the planner? No. Commissioner McClinton Watson, you don't have any questions about the shrubs or the, no, I'm kidding.
Oh, because John has authority over it. No, not tonight.
Taller shrubs alongside the gas station, John.
Yes.
Duly noted.
I have a couple, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Harrison.
Oh, no, it was me.
Oh, how come I keep thinking that you're one of the
I don't
commissioners?
know.
I apologize, Mr. Martini.
No, it's fine.
The floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. McDonough. It was a very thorough testimony. And actually, I really appreciate you mentioning the master plan because I think that it bodes well because it really is a gateway from, I guess, coming or going because it's right at the border of the city of Orange Township. If you can you show your exhibit again? I think it was either the first or second page.
Yep, coming up. Okay. Eric, I don't remember. It's just it's sheet number 2.
This is the first. This is A6.
A6.
You know what? You could leave it right here. So those apartment buildings in the foreground or the background, would you say, or do you know if those are in the same district as the site?
Further away.
That IND zone extends back. I don't know if it goes all the way back to these high rises.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I know it does, and you could see this sort of a hodgepodge of industrial and commercial. But again, I think it's just we're at an edge, put it that way.
Okay. Okay. And then I guess if you can go to the first page.
A5.
A5.
So it looks like in the lower left-hand corner, there's a garden apartment. And then the upper left-hand corner, I think it looks like a apartment building. So even though I know those
might
aren't
actually be new.
Yeah, yeah. But what I'm getting at is kind of what you were just saying, that there is a mix of different uses happening here, but also there are, in addition to it looks like single family and two family, there are multifamily within close vicinity to this site. Would you say that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So then what's proposed is like, even though there is a mix of things going on, it still kind of fits with the land use pattern that's happening in this area, whether it's in Orange or East Orange, actually.
Yes. I mean, it's the beauty of the city is that diversity of mixes and uses and forms, and that's exactly what's happening here. Sort of a quilt, as we say.
I didn't know prior that the medical office was technically an eye doctor. And I think there kind of is an argument that since she is selling glasses and contacts, that's in a way a form of retail. So I think it helps kind of, I'm kind of doing the job for you, but it shows why being on the first floor is important. Would you agree with that?
Yes. Yeah. This is not I don't want to use the word pure, but it is not a wholly medical. It does have a retail component to it. Yes.
Okay. That's all that I have, Madam Chair.
Okay. Thank you,
And-
Mr.
Take this
Smith.
off.
And I have one other question. I mean, maybe off topic, but the gas stations and the body shop, when I have like no negative effect on like the apartment building with the people's health and OSHA and stuff like that, right? Excuse me. I don't know if that gas station is active or not.
It's active.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I ride by there quite a bit, and I think the gas station is active. And
Yeah.
they have the people working on the cars, in the same area. So that won't have any type of negative impact on the people, right?
Take a look at page 20 of Mr. Martini's report.
I don't think we have any environmental experts.
I will
on-
say, Commish, that part of the application we have submitted, there has been environmental testing done on this property, and that was submitted as part of our application. So the site would be suitable for residential purposes.
I wonder why there's a hodgepodge of planning in the neighborhood. I wonder who the planner was.
Not in the 1940s.
I was gonna say, I think that predates his
Not
time.
in the 1940s.
And there are
John,
houses
how close is the property to the orange border?
It says 30.
It's yeah, it's right.
Very
It's
close.
right there.
Yeah.
And do you know what the zoning is on the other side?
Could look it up, but I don't offhand.
Well, there are houses directly across the street from those gas stations as well as the body shop or the repair shop. And they're directly next door. So
Well, mostly it's the building, the other commercial building, it's the
think
car
there-
lot across the street
There's a
from
mix
the
of
gas stations.
industrial. Yeah, there's a mix of industrial,
Mhm,
commercial,
yeah,
residential.
it is.
All within, walking distance of that block.
very close proximity. So I don't see the building.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Stephen, the picture in your report is current.
Yes, it was taken a couple weeks ago. I don't remember the exact date.
Well, enough that the diesel was $5.50 a gallon.
Yep.
Okay, any other questions for Mr. McDonough?
No, seeing none, hearing none.
Thank you, Commissioner Moses. All right, is that concluding your testimony, Ms. Moore?
That concludes my presentation, my witnesses. That is correct.
Okay, great. We'll open it up for public comment and questions. Rana, do you
Okay.
see anyone on the other?
Whoever is a part of our attendees, please use the raise hand notification. I will bring you over to ask questions of our professionals and panelists. I'll give them a moment to respond. And the raise hand notification options are down below on your screen. Just giving you. Okay, I am not seeing any notifications at this time.
Okay, thank you, Rana. All right, well, seeing none and hearing none, we will conclude the portion for public comment. And I know Mr. Martini, you had questions. Did you have any testimony that you wanted to put on the record?
No, I think I addressed everything that I wanted to address.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm good here. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. And Mr. DeGennaro, did you have any testimony that you wanted to add to the record besides your questions?
Nothing for the planner. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, commissioners, if we don't have any other questions for any of the previous witnesses, then I will allow Ms. Moore to make her conclusion.
And thank you. And I want to thank the board tonight. I want to thank the professionals for the questions and the dialogue that we have been having. I think this is an application that requires or should be approved or requires approval. We mentioned that this is an existing structure that's been fire damaged, it's been vacant. And as Dr. Brown indicated, that believes this tracks from the neighborhood character and does not serve any value. What we're proposing tonight is something that's going to activate the streetscape with ground floor commercial use as well as needed housing above, including the affordable housing that we've noted. The medical office with the retail component, it's small in nature. And as Mr. McDonough mentioned, would not distract from the area. So that D3 conditional use is warranted and it is appropriate for the neighborhood. I believe we have met our burden in respect to the enhanced Medici standards as well as the Coventry. Mr. McDonough mentioned that when you look at the Coventry standards, it's more of a relaxed standard. We have provided the special reasons that Mr. McDonough has expounded on the record, and I would ask that the board grant the approvals, the D1, the D3, as well as the C minor deviations on the setbacks. And I thank you for your time.
Madam Chair, before you go to motion,
Sure. Yes, Mr. Martini. I mean, Mr. Bernstein.
I'll answer almost any name. I've answered in McDonough and almost anybody else. I believe it was Dr. Brown's testimony that she is normally operating between 10 a.m. and 5:36 p.m. How many days a week?
Dr. Brown, how many days a week are you open?
Where is she? Nancy.
I'm sorry, I was on mute. 4 days per week.
So that would be Monday through Friday with one day off in between, no weekend.
No, well, there is one Saturday per month. We are seeing patients now, and the
Okay.
hours are 10 to 2.
Do we have any, does the applicant have a problem, Ms. Moore, relative to the operations of the other space? You right now have an open space there. It's going to be in a residential building, limited parking. I'm assuming one of the issues that the tenants may have is weekend operation of a retail business.
We would prefer not to limit the operation. If it
You
is a
want to
health
come
food
back?
store, if it is a health food store, weekend operations essential if somebody needs to go to the grocery store on a weekend. So I guess the question is, what is the board preference as later in the evening? All this is not going to be at midnight, but weekend operation, if it is a health food store, I think it is common to be there on a Saturday or Sunday.
I mean, what's the what
Well, let me just
what are the current approved uses there? I mean, if it's an approved use, they won't have to come back. If they need a variance for any time because they're changing the use, they'll have to come back anyway, right?
And we would stipulate that it would have to be on, there is approved uses on that Schedule A, and we would stipulate to that.
Okay. I'm fine with that. Commissioners, any other thoughts about that? Okay. Mr. Bernstein, anything else before?
If I may, so that the board understands what it's considering, you've heard all the testimony, the parties agreed to, Mr. McDonough is going to upgrade the landscaping. The condition that the applicant will come back to the board for any development of the roof. Board is satisfied with metal fencing from most of the surrounding area. They want something different.
Middle fencing, did you say?
Metal fencing was my understanding of the architect's testimony, except one side is going to be vinyl. It's all going to be black. So does the board satisfied with all metal fencing, but for the one side vinyl?
What type of metal fencing was it on the plans? I didn't see an example of what the.
If I can, Mr. Benita, if you could turn on your camera, it was and also depicted in the automation, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, I have aluminum fencing around, and then I have the vinyl fencing on the rear side.
Can you just quickly describe what the aluminum fencing looks like?
If you have the drawing, this is my submittal. If you go to, let me point you to it.
Is it privacy fencing? I guess that's the biggest thing. I don't need
No,
it.
the vinyl fencing is privacy fencing. Okay,
Okay.
but the aluminum fencing has the vertical bars. Okay.
Oh, okay. I
yeah.
got you. Yeah. All right. I understand. Commissioners, do you have a good idea of what he's talking about? Like what would be around the park, right? That kind of.
If you go to SP, the engineering drawings that you guys
Yeah,
have,
I see it.
if you go to SP-006, item number 8, you see that. Then on top
Yeah,
of it is the vinyl fence, yes. Okay.
I see it. Okay. Thank you.
Also, just for the purposes to make sure the record is complete, do we know exactly which of the 4 apartments are going to be affordable?
Yes, we do. Like the owner mentioned, is a combination of the 2 bedrooms, one of the studio, and 2 of the 1 bedrooms.
And we
That's
could say
5.
Go ahead. We can say it on the record, there's no distinction between how they appear as far as the what's
I'm just
provided
for
in
the
here.
purposes of how we're going to designate. I think the test before. So we're looking for two bedrooms, one studio, and one bedroom is affordable.
Yeah. No. One 2-bedroom.
One 2-bedroom, one twos. And I apologize, but this is going to be the fun Miss Moore and I are going to have at some point down the road on the resolution. One 2-bedroom,
Two
one
one bedroom.
studio, two
And two
ones.
1-bedroom. Mhm.
Okay, thank you. Marcia will then tell me that's not what we agreed to.
Oh, it's nice.
I know, I'm only kidding.
I
With that,
know.
commissioners, you've heard the testimony, you've heard the recommendations. Is there a desire to approve the application as discussed this evening with the conditions and the agreements?
Commissioners, can we have a motion?
Commissioner Moses, so moved with the applied conditions and the variances. I do want to put in there as a condition though, for the, I think Mr. Bernstein said it best, with the affordable, the 4 apartments that are affordable. He stated something with the life of the deed or
A
something.
deed restriction, you want to add a deed restriction on there?
30-year deed restrictions,
Yeah.
which is the law.
Yeah, I'd like to put that in there because a lot of times, yeah.
Okay, thank you,
I
Commissioner Moses.
second.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Commissioner McClinton Watson. Can we have a voice vote, please?
No.
I mean, a roll call, sorry.
Hold on a second while the secretary moves to the next piece of paper.
You're doing a great job, but we want
I
Jen.
feel like I'm dealing with my wife right now. Commissioner Kelly,
Yes.
Commissioner Moses,
Yes, I affirm.
Commissioner Green,
Yes.
I'm missing Commissioner Harrison, sorry.
Yes.
I'm reading the screen. Commissioner Jones, sorry. I knew
I'm abstaining.
you're abstaining. Okay. Commissioner, Vice Chair McClinton Watson.
Yes.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
6 in favor, none against, 1 abstention. Motion carries.
Is it too late to ask a question? Like there's like no tax abatements or anything on this building, right?
Dr. I'm not handling that portion of, I don't.
No, not at this point, no.
Okay. I just was asking because of the affordable housing units. That's what I was asking. Okay,
If
thank
she
you.
has tax problems, she's gonna have to take care of it before the building department will give her any permits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Commissioner Harrison.
I definitely want to thank the board, thank everyone for your
Thank you
time.
so very much.
Look
Thank
forward
you.
to seeing you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good night.
Have a good night.
night.
Ron, is Miss Woolrich holding on for dear life? Or have we lost her?
See ya.
Oh, Rana. I felt sleeping time. Okay.
I'm sorry, I got distracted. Someone called.
Yeah, is Miss Woolrich still around or did we scare her away?
Nope, let me look over. Who do we have up next? We have that's all we have left. Yvette Harper. I do
Isn't
have
that 304 Park?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is, right there, Wooldridge.
Well, she's
Sorry.
not, well,
I'm
just for the
sorry.
purposes of the record.
Yeah, she's
Yes,
here. She's
Kiana.
she's over here. I couldn't see it. She's over here. She should be over.
All right.
Okay, there she is.
Can we get a motion to adjourn?
I was saying I'm here, like
I know you were.
Getting this
I knew,
whole
and
time.
she called me. So,
Hello.
Hi.
So this is just an extension, right? So are you gonna be
That's it.
testifying?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
I'll be 5 minutes if I can be. My client is also
why don't you
waiting.
introduce yourself for the record?
Sure.
Well, let's introduce the case. Like, let's be official.
This is ZB 25 304 Park Investments LLC / Sod Wagus, 304 Park Avenue, Block 281, Lot 11. This is a request for an extension for an approval granted by this board on January 11th of 2023 for a preliminary and final site plan approval with a D5 density for construction of a 5-story variance and 5-story building variance and bulk variance relief. This is the request for extension number 2.
Thank you, Mr. Bernstein. All right, Mr. Woolrich, you can continue.
Sure. I didn't know if you guys wanted to move my client over. He's on as well, Sod Wakus.
Okay.
Isn't this past your bedtime?
Yes.
For those of you who are wondering why, among many people I quote work for, Miss Woolrich is one of them. We represent the Irvington Planning and Zoning Board, of which she is the Director of Community Development. So if the board has a problem with that, let me know. I'll go home.
Okay, so Miss Woolrich.
You can bring your back up, Mr.
I'll
Bernstein.
send the boss lady.
Okay, so on the attendee side, I don't see who are you looking for on the attendee
We're
side?
looking for Sad
Sod
Wagus.
Wakus. He said I can continue. He just texted me so he can hear us, but
Is he over here on our side?
He's on the attendee side.
Yeah, he's on the other side.
Hassan Dawood is not anyone.
Yes, that will he's probably on his brother's phone. He said he raised his hand.
Okay. So we'll have to change his name. He's in under some other name, I guess.
Yeah. Yep, that's him.
Okay, so his name.
There's a way to change your name in the settings if he wants to go in and under the settings and just put his correct name on there.
Sod, if you want to change your name, you have your brother's name on now. You can change it in the settings. Okay. All right. Good evening, board members. My name is Kiana Woolrich from the law firm of Shabazz and Woolrich Law Group, LLP. We're located at 515 Valley Street, Suite 145 in Maplewood, New Jersey. I represent 304 Park Avenue Investments, LLC. We are here just to ask for our second extension pursuant to Chapter 51-74A of your ordinance that allows one extension per year, but not to exceed 3 extensions. And the reason for the extension is last year when I asked for the extension, it took us some time to actually get resolution compliance. We have resolution compliance now. The zoning officer is ready to sign the permit so we can actually start obtaining permits for the site and start construction. And so we need an additional extension to kind of proceed through the process.
Thank you, Ms. Woolrich. Are you going to bring over your client for any questioning? I mean, your applicant for any questions, or?
He's here.
He's on now. If you need to ask him any questions regarding the redevelopment.
Mr. Wagus, will you unmute, please? Raise your right hand. Testimony you're about to give is truth, the whole truth, nothing but truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
State your full name, spell your last name for the record, and your relationship to the application.
My name is Saad Waqas, Waqas Waqas, and I am the applicant and the sole member of 304 Park Avenue Investments LLC.
Thank you. Commissioners, do we have any questions for the applicant? Okay, seeing none. I do have a few questions. When do you expect to start construction on the property? Like, I guess you're ready to start permits now. When do you expect to move forward and start construction?
So, Madam Chair, our plans have been finalized. We just got the confirmation that our resolution compliance is done. Immediately, we are moving for the permitting department, and I am expecting 120 to 150 days to start. We already have demolished the existing structure. We have done the soil testing, and we have prepared our construction drawings, including the mechanical, structural engineer, and everything. So we are expecting breaking ground 4 to 5 months, depends on the town issuance or any comments from the construction department.
Okay. All right, that was my main question. Commissioners, do you have anything else?
No.
Okay. And you have any more testimony?
Somebody's on.
Before I go to the public?
For the minister.
I don't have any additional testimony. I know.
And that's one.
Okay.
I'm Junior.
Rana, are there any members of the public that you see that?
I do have someone who has had their hand up. I'll bring them over. Yvette Harper. 1 second. Promote them over.
Yeah, I know. What it gets worse. The Alliance.
We can hear your television. Oh, that's the.
Yes, that was Commissioner Jones. It's muted. I'm trying to get her to come over. Let me see. I'm trying one more time.
I'm sorry.
She's over. Rana.
That's with the other case.
Okay, it must be two people on. Is Yvette Harper? Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm on with another case. I'm waiting for my case to come up.
Which case are you waiting for?
Burnett Street.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
Okay, so your hand was raised. You did not have a question. You said you're waiting for your case.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll put you back over in the attendees area. So that was the only one that I saw.
Okay. All right, thank you, Rana. Okay, seeing none and hearing none, our session for public comment and questions is concluded. All right, I'll ask the board planner if he has any issues with this, any questions or comments.
No comments, Madam Chair.
Okay. Mr. Bernstein?
The only comment I'll make, Ms. Woolrich, is if your client's going to come in for a third extension, they come in before the expiration of the extension.
Duly noted. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Bernstein. Commissioners, do we have a motion for the applicant's request for extension?
So moved, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner McClinton Watson. Do we have a second?
Commissioner Moses, I second.
Thank you, Commissioner Moses.
This is for an extension of the 1 year through January 11th, 2027.
Thank you.
Because the current one expired on January 11th, 2026.
Got it. All right. Can we have a roll call, please?
Ms. Jones.
Commissioner Jones? I don't know if we lost Commissioner Jones.
I'm coming. I'm here. Yes. Okay.
Okay. Are you a yes?
Yes.
Thank you.
Ms. Kelly.
Yes.
Ms. Moses.
Yes.
Ms. Harrison,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Vice Chair McClinton Watson,
Yes.
Chair Hudson.
Yes. Extension granted. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay.
Is there anything else left?
Report of officers.
Well, no, there was an individual say she was here on an application.
Right, that was.
Oh, no, she's from, I think that's 103 or 108 Burnett Street.
Yeah, but she's not on the
She's not on the
She's
agenda.
not on here.
Right.
No, she's not on
Right.
the
So then
agenda.
where did we, what did, how did you know she was from Burnett?
Why don't we pull her back?
I didn't know she was, that's what she said. I
Okay,
I
Rena,
didn't remember
let's
her
pull her
name
back.
on the agenda. Let me bring her over. Hold on.
10:49.
She's on here twice.
But that's what I asked. I was like, which one are you waiting for? Ms. Commissioner
Right, yeah,
Watson,
she mentioned.
you knew she was on for Burnett, right?
As soon as I saw her face, when I saw the name, I knew she was on Burnett. Yeah.
Okay, Ms. Harper,
remember.
you can,
Yes.
there she is.
Hello.
She said she was for Burnett,
Yes.
but she's not on the agenda.
Ms. Harper?
Yes, I received the email from Ms. Janice that tonight was supposed to be my the zoning the hearing, because I was on since 7 p.m.
Did you get a copy of the agenda?
No, ma'am. I just got the email that tonight was the Zoom meeting.
Okay, because you're not on the agenda for this evening. My apologies for your waiting on all evening, but we don't have that case on the agenda for this evening.
Okay, so what do I need to do to find out what happened?
I would contact the planning departments. You know, Janice is a good resource to figure out, you know, what the calendar looks like and where the status of your case is. So I would start there, but definitely the planning department is going to have the answers for you.
Okay, because I received the email. So okay, thank you.
And if you ever need in the future, you can look on the city's website in the planning department area. They'll have the agenda for the upcoming meeting. I think they posted like a week ahead of time. So if you're ever curious of what cases are coming up and if you're actually scheduled, you can check the agenda that's posted.
And our city also has a zoning officer. You can contact that person.
Right, she's Janice or either Mr. Lawson is who I normally speak to, so that's why I got the email saying that tonight was the Zoom call. So
I gotcha. Well, my apologies for your long wait.
Yes. Okay.
All right. Have a good evening.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, so next item on the agenda.
It is 10:51. It's 10:51. Let's move the agenda, please.
You want to go on the next item on the agenda, Ms. Commissioner Mo?
There is none.
It is. There's a couple more things before we go. Our reporter is not here, so usually Aunt Janice will tell us if there's any reports. Rhonda, do you know if there's anything else?
Nope, other than what says on the agenda.
Well, I do have a question. Am I allowed to ask a question? I do.
No, you have to wait till other business.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Sorry. Next.
I'm messing with you. All right, next item on the agenda, other business. Commissioners, do we have any other?
Hi, I'd just like to commend Mr. Bernstein for doing such an awesome job of his administrative duties on behalf of us. But with that being said, do we have any idea where Janice is tonight or who's taken over? Because I felt for Mr. Bernstein. I wanted to step in with my clerical duties, but it was beyond my purview.
On your scope.
Yeah, beyond my pay grade. So with that being said, do we have
that definitely be a conversation between Mr. Bernstein and the director of the department to get
Oh,
some
lucky
clarity on that.
me.
Because you're the board attorney, sir. And
I will
we can
do
throw, we
so.
can throw Madam Chair in there too.
I was gonna say I'm about to get thrown under the bus.
Also, do we not have someone? I'm just saying if there's a job opening or something. I don't know. Do we not have someone?
Well,
It's not that we don't have anything. Yeah, I could not. I would tell you something in error. That's why I'm directing you that pathway.
I will reach out for.
To the source. You want us to go to the source, Ron?
I'll go to the planning and zoning department and find out what's going on.
Yes, Chairwoman.
I understand.
I also just saw the mayor leave.
Yeah, he was out of here now.
And what about Adrian? Is she still taking our minutes?
That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah. I'm going to direct you to go to the source again. She was here briefly, so that was
can we
adjourn?
adjourn?
She was here.
I think we should adjourn first, and then can we have that quick conversation after we adjourn?
Sure, that makes sense, Commissioner Green.
Thank you.
All right, next item on the agenda is our next meeting is June 10th at 7 p.m. Can we have a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting?
I'd like to make
the meeting be adjourned.
I
Hey, we
second.
got 1 and 2. Thank you guys. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nay.
No.
No. Okay, meeting adjourned. Thank you so much. Everyone have a good evening.
I will end the
And we can
recording.
end the recording. Thank you.
I think Commissioner Green wanted you all to stick around.
Yeah.
Are we done? Are we done? Oh, no, not yet. Okay, so I don't want to hang up.
Well, we
before
wanted
it's
to
time.
adjourn the meeting officially so that we can have free conversation and you know
So you're gonna get
anybody
rid of
that
some of
wants
the
to drop off
people.
can.
Yeah, because there was a couple of people still in here from Hamilton
So-
Ministries.
Ronna,
this
let's
person,
just get
person.
everybody who's not part of the crew off.
Yes.
And stop the recording.
Where everyone is here that is on the on our team, everyone else is in the attendees area.
Can we
Mhm.
stop the recording?
I can't.
Yeah.
I can
Stopped
stop the
already.
recording, but I can't kick anyone out.
Okay.
Who is Mr.
Well, who